recording here. Press record on that. The green
button. Worried, even cried. How'd it feel to take the light from my life?
Guys, we are so back. We are here live, word of mouth, absolutely talking about freaking Step Sing.
Step Sing
episode. We're so here. You can turn the music down. Thank you, Jacob. We are joined by longtime friend of the pod, Jacob. Welcome back.
How goes it?
And, you know, we're not the only two people here.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow.
Wait, oh my gosh, who just said that? Oh my gosh, who just made that noise over there?
Wait,
what?
Who are you guys?
Introduce yourself, guys. Come on.
I am AK Scott.
AK Scott, everybody. Woo! All right, and
I'm Kate Mayfield.
Kate Mayfield. Okay, guys, tell us why you're here.
Step Sing. We're here because of Step
We
Sing.
unite under.
Okay, but why y'all?
We're directors. We were.
Yes, come on. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I feel like the next thing that I'm going to say is really going to annoy some of our listeners because a lot of the people that are going to be listening to this, I assume, are going to be here because they want to hear about Step Sing because they were in it or involved in it. They already know what it is, yada, yada, yada. But just in case we have like a listener that might not know what this whole thing is, in 30 seconds or less, AK Scott, explain what Step Sing is.
This is like such an odd question to answer because it's like obviously something that becomes second nature in our minds through the month of January. But it is song and dance with 80 students that takes over Samford's campus for an entire month.
Yep.
Choreographed, planned, a show. The most competitive thing we get behind.
More than basketball, more than football.
You know, one thing that we just like couldn't get over this year, like me and the college team from Redeemer went, and it was crazy to us that it's been going on for 75 years. One thing that we were wondering about that I'd love to hear y'all's takes on is Step Sing in the way that it operates today is not 75 years old.
No.
But so I think that was kind of like a little bit of a marketing stunt for Samford.
Go work.
Like, I don't really know if like, because Step Sing originally was like literally one group of students
on steps.
75 years ago, just on the middle of the campus, just happened to be sitting on steps and they sang together.
Yeah.
Which is cool that they did that day for sure. But like that was just like, that happens all the time everywhere.
Like choirs and such happen on campus all the time.
Yeah.
That's not Step Sing.
So it is weird how that specifically were like, all right, this time, like the group of students that year, the first year of Step Sing was like, this time, every year, y'all got to do this. And then, because like, they're always like, yeah, and then like 10 years later, 2 groups were formed. And I'm like, what were the first 9 years?
Was it just like it was like a fifth Sunday singing?
Yeah, it was like, why was only one group of people doing it? Also, it's like students were they're only here for 4 years.
Also, they weren't singing like Bruno Mars covers.
Yeah, anyways, I've been thinking about that a lot.
I wish that was captured. Like, I wish we could see.
I wish we could see
what
Wait, it literally is. I was looking online today.
75.
I don't think 75 years ago, but the beginning of Step Sing, I was looking online for old Step Sing photos, and there's photos and different things from
when they were actually doing just
steps.
the steps.
Yes.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. I did hear. Okay, so I was talking to.
I was not in on that. I didn't think about the fact that that's why.
It's
Step Sing.
I was like, when did the dancing come in? That's when the name came in, but it was on the
steps. I learned today. So I was having a conversation with Joel Brooks, Flex.
Okay.
Holy Flex! I saw him on campus. I got nervous.
I was having a conversation with him, and Joel Brooks is the pastor of the church that we all go to. That's why I said it was a flex, because he's exclusive.
Extremely.
Except on Sunday nights.
No, he's probably the least exclusive pastor on planet. But anyways, I was talking to him today, and his mom was the student director of Step Sing whenever she went there, whenever it was called Howard. Like, it was like forever ago.
That's insane.
And he was saying that like the reason they did it on the steps originally was the reason that formations existed was because like when you're looking at steps, you can see the depth of field. Yeah. So you could see like if somebody spelt out, like, you know how like FIMU spelt movie during their show, like that kind of stuff. Like you could see it. What did y'all spell?
Disco.
Disco. Nice.
Our formation took up the whole stage, so I realized this year there wasn't a camera like that
angle.
had a wide enough angle to see. So the up was like isk, and that looked cool, but
Hey.
no D, no O.
No D, no
No
O.
D, no O, yeah.
No defense, no offense.
Us tonight.
Just ISC.
ISC.
In school suspension. Catan. All right, but anyway, so Step Sing's a singing dancing competition, and
Wait,
I
is it
genuinely can't explain to someone who didn't go to Samford more of like it, like irrationally, inexplicably, like so stupidly takes over the entire world.
Yes.
Everything
It does.
stops.
Yeah,
Everything stops.
it's crazy. Like it was funny during when we were at the show this year. There, you know, like all the AI generated like crap that y'all had to do in the director videos.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
should talk about that.
You're
We
welcome.
definitely
You're
need to
welcome
talk
for
about
the
that.
history lesson.
Like-
Yeah, literally.
For anyone who didn't go, is like they just took like usually they're like, we're freaking the directors of Kyo. We want to do like this show's silly, blah blah blah. Like I chose Samford because of Kyo. They like introduced themselves or whatever, and then but this year they did like in the 3 minute or the 2 minutes leading up to every single show they did like history facts of everything.
I mean, I
And-
guess again, it's probably annoying to everyone, but a little more context is this year there's 18 groups.
yeah.
Each group is like max 80, limit 60, or max 80, like bottom 60. So like I think there was like almost 1,600 students of a 5,000 student campus like in it this year.
Yeah.
That's
And
great perspective.
Each show was 5 minutes, and there's 18 groups, so it was like about 3 hours.
Yeah, and they were talking about like the 40-hour-a-week rule, and they were like,
I did not know that was a thing.
They were like, Samford does 40
Yeah.
hours a week so that students can maintain a work-life balance or whatever.
There
and
is
I was
no
like,
balance. It's
we,
live,
like,
die, breathe,
literally
step sing.
all looked at each other together. We were just like, that is the biggest load of.
By balance, there were groups that had half of their group sick. Like literally,
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
What was it like to do that?
Didn't y'all? What?
Like, how do y'all feel right now?
Well, do you hear me? I'm like hacking up a lung. She's had pneumonia.
Yeah,
went
literally,
down.
You're looking at
I had the
literally
flu.
a
Jonah got
war-torn
mono.
people here.
I entered back into reality today, and I was like, oh, the light of day.
I mean, it is.
Like, what is it like that it's a nighttime right now and you don't have anything to do? I guess this was something to do, but
Glorious.
y'all
I mean,
chose to do this.
This is like an exhale.
It feels
compared.
like a luxury, if I'm being quite honest, because our time was spent probably saying, "Can you please be quiet? Listen,
Yeah.
can you please be quiet?" for half of the time that you're practicing.
Oh man,
Getting
I
talked
mean,
over. I'm like, I'm trained for parenting now, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, that's actually crazy. Jacob was talking about how every single guy that's like a freshman or sophomore, which none of them will ever listen to this because this is way too long form of media for them.
I mean, yeah.
But
This part's not going in the
Like-
reel, so they will not see it.
But like he was saying that all of them, every single practice, looking at their phone,
Looking at their phones the whole
watching
time.
sports.
This was so. I'm admittedly like not a like avid sports watcher. I like watch a lot of tennis. That's about it. But like basketball, like college basketball, I was telling Stephen this morning. I think that like it is too addictive for it not to be like purposefully addictive. I don't know what's going on there, but I mean every single dude is like phone open, and I'll be like, "Can we please put our phones away?" And they're like, and then I'll look away, and then it's just back.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable. I don't understand how it all, and even that, and then we go on breaks, and it's like some guys are getting basketballs out and like chucking them at each other full force, or looking at Instagram reels. Like that's the only thing that's happening. And it's like, "Can we get a water break?" And I was like, "We just had a break," and he was like, "Oh, I forgot I was looking at my phone."
Bruh.
It's crazy that the time that you're actually spending doing something is the time that being on your phone feels like the thing you have to be doing.
Also, the difference in guy and
Yeah.
girl practice
Dang.
is
That is
crazy.
true.
Yeah,
I
that
would
was
love
something
to
that
know what girl practice is
Yeah.
like.
Can y'all relate to what Jacob's talking about, or like were they on their
Not
phones,
really.
or were they just yapping, or
Okay, you can talk first.
Well, also
I guess
again
it's different. Y'all are in different
I would
shows.
say again for context.
Oh yeah, we all
being-
didn't tell you. You're the director of Pi Kappa,
I'm
you're
the
the
director.
director
It's
of
actually
Ignite, and you're the director of Zeta.
Pi Kappa, Ignite, Zeta, Greek group,
Not Greek group.
not Greek, like mix.
of every sort of person, age, everything.
What percentage of that group is Greek though? I bet it's 80%.
Yeah. I didn't do we tried to take like an equal number from each sorority and independent. Like independent counted as its own category.
Okay, that makes sense.
And like we split it evenly. We couldn't get a lot of some sororities just because their shows were also demanding of
Yeah.
people. But
That's what's different too. Is guy shows like you're not. If you're in a fraternity, you're in their show.
yeah,
See,
Like,
for
yeah.
us, it literally there was big upsets on the fact that there were certain people not in our show.
Really?
So interesting.
we went through our whole wait list.
Okay, so but before we jump into that aspect of it, let's talk about just practice in general. What is practice like? Like in that same kind of conversation.
You go first.
I loved practice, if I'm being quite honest. For us, okay, in the history of Zeta practices, it has not been the most positive culture at all. Yeah, that was a good ad, Jacob. Just not positive at all. Lots of cussing people out. Lots of like.
What? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
People take step-sing so seriously, and it's been bad. But this time around, I will say, I don't think I realized it was quite easy. I loved practice because I said shh probably a lot. It just kept going annoying. But the juniors and the seniors were so in it that they were the ones who were like, okay, girls, be quiet. And practices for us, they loved, we would have people, like participants, stand up, watch the show, and call out people who were doing things that were wrong. And it honestly was constructive criticism, high energy. But there were certain days where you leave as a director being discouraged because you're like, I feel like we didn't get anything done. Or the thing that I have been telling them 15 million times, your face is supposed to be forward on this move, or you're turning your head on this move, they're not getting.
And it's so meticulous and like funny when you think about it, the things that you're like hyper focusing on.
Yeah.
To these like 80 college students.
Peers.
Peers. Literal
For
peers.
me, peers and people that are like, at one point, I was like trying to gain the like massive approval of. I'm now like screaming at.
Yeah.
It's just so.
And they're listening.
so
That's also, well,
they're listening.
they're listening. They want to know. That part to me is insane because I'm
The influence
quite
is
honest.
crazy.
I'm not close with my Zeta sisters. Those aren't the people that I've gravitated towards.
Slam.
And every single time I've done something that's been like very Zeta centric, recruitment, for instance, I love the time that I spend with them. But it's the fact that I am not someone that you see in your everyday life, and yet you're listening to what I'm saying.
That's actually crazy too. I'm sitting here connecting because there's a whole other aspect of it where y'all been working on y'all's shows for like I don't know how
Too long.
like 3 months before the show or something like that.
Longer.
Longer than that.
I don't know.
Try
Well, by the time you become a director in the spring, in the summer, you're kind of brainstorming. You say you're working, but you're not really. Then in the fall, you get to a meeting and they tell you everything that you need to know. They give you a folder with a packet. Then your mind
Yeah.
I
starts
mean,
going.
that folder
And then
is fat.
you know what's
I haven't looked at
that
it
canvas. We have a canvas,
canvas
class
page.
that's like all of the assignments that are due
Oh, no
all
way.
Like,
throughout.
in my to-do list is like response report, recording techniques, like final track. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like so it's so silly.
That's so interesting. But y'all do all this work, you get to it, and then, like to a certain extent, it's completely dependent. Well, I guess this isn't to a complete extent. It's completely dependent on like the people. That, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how good your idea is.
It's
That
how
was
it's-
like okay. So I feel like I can kind of like dog on. I'm not gonna dog on everybody's show, but I feel like I can dog on Pi Kap's show because I was a Pi Kap.
Do it.
But like by far the best
Please.
theme available, or the best theme that was put forward this year.
Bang.
I would definitely say that. I mean, like, love all the other shows. I think there was other shows that were like just as good, better, whatever. But
Our theme itself was really fun. It was
yeah,
really
it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then
They had
during it, I was like blown away by some of the guys' like lack of
I know.
Oh, so
Yeah.
obvious
Lack
when
of,
people
like,
were not in it.
getting
Your
into
eyes
it. I was like, dude, just freaking do this thing.
It's so fun
everywhere,
It's
all
so
the time.
Fun. Last year we were
do the
literally
worm.
crocodile hunters. It's like
What do you do
that's
with
pretty.
that?
That's not very fun to get into. But like disco is like, I mean, you can live out
Come on, you
like
have freaking afro
so
on.
fun.
You
Like,
guys
it's so
just put a Pi Cap function on a stage and people looked bored.
Wait. Facts. That's so facts.
Yeah, so I said I can dog on it because I was a
Sorry.
Pi
You
Kap.
yeah, dog. No, I mean Saturday
How about
night.
you,
I
Zeta?
think Saturday night we kind of. I mean, this happens every year for us at least. But I mean, it's this. Like we're always like, okay, that performance is good. Blah blah blah.
Sure.
Like think about this. Think about this. Think about this.
What?
It's. I mean, it's so weird. Because like Thursday night, I'm like, I mean, we look so bored.
Well, I can speak to this because I came to practice, and
You went to Pi
For
Kap
those
practice?
of that's, can we like? Are we?
I think
Okay, yeah.
I've told
Ignite and Pi Kappa have this like
Weird
almost
alliance.
like 4 or 5 year alliance now, where the directors go to each other's practices and like critique and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kate.
That's fine.
But like
Yeah,
going
honestly,
to practice.
Ignite's probably like just consensus, like probably Pi Kappa's favorite show. Would you say that?
Yeah, probably.
The thing
I
about
don't know what
Ignite.
my guest favorite show was.
What?
No, like just like in like stereotypically.
Ignite and
Like-
Kyle probably their favorite shows.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, it's like everyone has a friend in Ignite, so like everyone.
that's right.
Ooh, wait, is that a tagline?
No, but I've made it one.
Everybody's got a friend in Ignite.
The next time you guys like post about the run, everyone has a friend in
Everyone has a
Ignite.
friend.
I
No.
love the Ignite energy.
But
always.
they-
Ignation.
Oh, we
always.
are. That I think. Well, to speak to practices, that was the hardest thing. Was because I've been in Ignite all 4 years. Love my sorority, but
Bang.
I wanted to like do step sing with them,
Yeah.
and and so like having to, I don't know, keep the fun nature of Ignite alive.
Yeah.
I felt the weight on my shoulders.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
yeah.
know, like
There's like an energy about
there's
it.
an energy. There's an energy.
Uh huh.
And at times it wasn't that. but
I spilled this all over me. That's why she's laughing.
I'm laughing at myself for other reasons. But good job.
Mm. Okay, so when you get to that, when you get to the show, because like you can think about all the different, like obviously in all this preparatory time, you're thinking about your songs, your formations, your choreography,
Your MC.
Your
and
choreography.
all the things. But then, like y'all are, that's like the most weird part I've always thought about is like who was I watching? Somebody like was the director, and they freaking like front and center during the dance break, and I was like. That like the girl was like so much more into it than everybody else in the show, and or in the like the dance, or not like so much more into it. She was just so much better than all the other girls.
I feel like
That
And
happened a few times.
that wasn't
this
about
year.
a couple
was a
shows.
lot.
and
I can't even like
so
think of who you're thinking about.
what I'm saying is like y'all cut to the show, you know perfectly the vision of the show because you created it, and then you show up and you have to like communicate that with 80 NPC like Reels addicts or like yappers or girls cussing each other out apparently. Zeta.
Crazy.
And like that has to be just like there's no like formula for that. I feel like
I would love to speak to this.
Please.
Okay, so for us, what we have seen work for guys to want to care in the last 2 years is this year Ryan Becker made a
like a hype video.
like a core video, honestly. It was like a lot of clips of like
Core video? Hello?
It was like
I don't know what that is.
it was like a lot of clips of
Explain.
like coming of age movies and like
Yeah.
all this different stuff with like disco music behind it. And he
Okay.
sent to us and was like, I was bored, made this vision video. And it was like, I mean, it fired me up. And we sent it to everyone and they were like, okay, this is dope. But for us, this is kind of wild, but it's worked. We just make a like slideshow that is like so shocking and like weird and like funny and cringe.
Really?
And like this
Explain the shocking
Please.
factor.
like shocking as
It's
in
an
like
interesting
in our moment like okay. To explain the show to the guys,
shocking's like wow.
our first moment
Wow.
is the roller skaters, and to like say like first moment roller skaters. There's this like TikTok of this like guy.
This is funny.
There's a
This
TikTok
is
of this guy like roller skating at like a roller skating rink, and then like kind of drops his butt down like in front of like other guys, and they're like stop. And Jonah, that was like how we showed it to them. It was like so
That's funny.
take the moment in the show and find like
Do it in like a deliverable,
like,
understandable
weird,
language.
cringe, like
so you're
funny
like,
way.
these kids are wildly addicted to TikTok. Let's give them
Yes.
TikTok.
do it in their
No, exactly.
Yeah.
In their language.
So and that like kind of
it makes sense now.
that kind of got them
That's what
fired up.
rollerblades are. I've seen that on TikTok.
So yeah, that was how we kind of announced it, and then it's also just like the whole like I don't know approaching directing. I can't like look at a guy and be like, hey man, like I love what you're doing there like dance wise, but let me show you what the right way is. Like that like what you would expect like fatherly kindness thing. I mean, does not translate at all. Right in like
No.
in Pi Kappa context at least.
Have you ever tried it, or you just like sit
Yeah.
there?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. I have to be like, I don't know. It's not even like brotherly or fatherly, or I don't know what leadership style to call
Yeah.
it.
Wait,
It's
so
just-
like, how would you do that situation then, or do you just?
I would be like, I'm gonna say this once, and everyone should watch, and then everyone's talking, and I have to be like, listen,
Please.
listen, and then Sam's like, everyone shut up, and then it's like quiet, and then I do it, and then there's like 10 questions,
And then
Nice.
and then I'm like, hey, you're doing that wrong.
they proceed to do it wrong
you're doing that
after
wrong.
you said.
Or they
Yeah.
ask,
Guys,
they ask-
coach is right.
When they ask questions and are trying to get to like imply something different or like imply that they're right and you're wrong, that always also was
Well,
unnerving.
for us, I don't know if it's different for girl shows, but for us, like, we don't know what the show's gonna look like
No.
until we see the show.
No, we
So like
changed
when
so
guys are
much.
like, "Are my hands closed or open here?" I'm like, I need to see it before I tell
Yeah.
you what to do because I don't know. Like I don't know what's
Interesting.
gonna look the best until I see 80 people do it at the same time.
I don't think I expected that fully though. Like
Yeah.
doing this the first time. Like there were so many things I came up with in the moment
Yeah.
or changed in the
Yeah.
moment.
That was something super interesting. Like, I mean, I was around for dads. I didn't perform in dads.
Clicks.
But,
Ooh,
Clicks, shepherds,
and
lumberjacks.
So I was
Oh,
in a
okay.
second place show, was around for a first place show, and then the other two I don't think placed at all.
Clicks
and
didn't, shepherds didn't.
Yeah.
Shepherd's year was an unreal year.
And
though.
then Jackson did the same thing whenever he did Rats. Jackson was one of my Jackson's my best friend. He did Rats, which is one of Pi Kappa's best shows ever. But
Last guy showed away.
anyways, that is true.
Isn't that
Wow.
wild?
Yeah.
that is crazy.
Dang. Yeah, that's actually wild.
Girls have
But-
been running it the last 3 years.
I like that was the same thing. It was like we would finish practice sometimes because we got to the end of the planned choreography.
to make
And
more.
then they'd be like, all right guys, like y'all just like take a while like and just go hang out, and then we would just like go chill. And then like a group of like the committee people would be like, well, what should we do here? And then, you know, like guys will watch super old shows.
and still
And
choreo.
see, that's the
Yes.
crazy thing to me too
It's
that
all
I
recycled.
notice, and maybe shows whenever I was in college are like super old shows to people now, but like there was a particular show this year that was like a carbon copy of a show that was only like 3 years old.
Yes.
I'm not going to
Yes.
say anything else, but I was just like, take like go get on Vimeo and find like an
Yeah.
80 Pi show from like
2008.
1993 or
Yeah,
something.
that
Like,
too.
don't go like stop doing stuff that's just like I don't know. That really
Last year,
frustrates me
our
for some
closing
reason.
choreo move was a show we stole from a show in 2017.
Yeah,
That's like kind of recent,
But enough where
but it's also like not a theme. It's like one move, you know?
Right.
It's like, I don't know. I didn't expect, directing my first year last year, I did not expect to be like, show up and Jonah's like, okay, we just watch shows until we find stuff we like. Like,
That's insane.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it was.
we referenced,
yeah.
there was a lot of shows that we took from, like, in different aspects of our show.
Also, I think for me, as a viewer now, you know, watching the Jungle music videos from the past like year
So good.
ruined every bit of a dance break
Yeah.
for me. Jungle is a music artist that makes like these unfreaking believable music videos of people doing these like dances, like similar to like a dance break, and they're like the tempo has to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
like
it's insane.
and I think about that in terms of like the dance
do you know,
breaks and
do you
like
know,
the
wait,
one,
what's back on
2.
74? The
Jungle
song?
is like what Ethan Spates and Meredith know what to dance to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
Understood.
but it's like maybe 4 times faster than anything that
Yeah.
happened during step sync.
It's so
Yes,
fast, and it's also
I'm
like
understanding.
we watched. There's like a Gap ad with Troye Sivan in it. That
Yeah.
is that a Jungle song? Wait, what song? No, it's
Uh,
it's
Oh,
it's
I know what
a
you're referring to.
Thundercat. It's a
It's a
Thundercat,
Thundercat, but it's
song.
the same dance studio that did it.
Yeah, and I like watched that months back, and was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole new world to steal moves from for step sync. And then I watched it a few more times, and it was like, no
There's
one
not
can
a
do
single
any
thing
of
to take
these.
from this.
Like I can't.
That's also the biggest thing is there's so much choreo that you might have, and then ours, at least for Zeta, I know some other shows, they do it based off of if you can dance or not. You apply to be in.
Yeah.
But for Zeta, it is just a bunch of people that's seniority and then GPA based. And you could teach
GPA
them
based?
something.
Your dance break is GPA
No, the whole
based?
show.
The whole show. Everyone in the show.
That's actually wild.
So then
That's how we do like who gets in the house.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
random. It's random people who have skills of all levels.
Yeah.
And I will say there were 2 girls in our show who tried significantly more than any other girl in the show, and they still couldn't get the moves. And it was so, I was sad for them, but it's
Yeah.
crazy that for dance break or choreo that we could have, or even if you look at the directors that are at front and middle, and they look more into it, and then everyone else looks a little bit disconnected.
Yeah.
You know, this is actually super interesting. Kate, I'm really curious because, you know, like you said, you started doing this stuff back in whenever it was September. But, like, I feel like, you know, we've known each other for quite a while now.
Yes.
You're not like you're in every other thing I've ever seen you do, you're not like into dance, like you're not into theater, like, or anything, like you're not doing any like thespian type stuff.
No.
But you just spent so much time on like a dancing and singing competition. Are you like, how was that? Like that is so, it feels like such a big contrast to like day in and day out life where it's like, I don't know, like you're like in a band.
I mean, like,
I mean, you're a nursing major. That's so different than singing and dancing.
yeah.
But
And
she
then-
grew up doing,
Yeah, but I did theater. Like, I was a theater kid. So it,
Oh,
like,
okay.
brings back.
Were you a theater kid? Did I just
No.
not know that?
No.
no.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people that are directors like have some sort of like
Yeah.
tie. I don't know. They're like
The only thing that helped me was like, I guess, I mean, lighting. That honestly, like,
Yeah.
because I could look at the lighting guy and be like, this, and this. But like, only thing that helped was rhythm. Like that
Yeah.
helps
Yeah.
me like rhythm and like thinking of dance moves. But that's more just because I enjoy dancing. It's not
Yeah.
really like because I play the drums.
Yeah.
Like performance wise, like me playing drums for whatever show and like step sing. I mean, nerves, step sing times 1 billion for
Really?
any show I've ever played drums for. Like by far.
Even this year,
that's probably I can
nerves
see
were
that.
like down here this year for some reason.
Nerves were so high for me this
Don't
year because
know why.
I didn't rep the show at all.
That's true. The
I
first
didn't
show,
rep
I
the
was
show.
like,
Not even a little bit.
What do you mean you didn't rep the show?
Like I'm teaching, like
you're on the other
these
side of
these
it.
guys are getting like the guys I'm teaching are getting like 1 million reps,
Oh,
and like
I see.
I'm teaching them, so I'm not like doing the moves. I'm just teaching them. So like I gotta learn my spots way quicker than they do. I gotta learn my choreo way quicker than they do. Like all that stuff is a little different, and I messed up a few times.
Yeah.
It is drastically different when
can
you're
tell.
teaching people something, and then you have to figure out where you are in their formation.
Yeah.
Like I just got upset at you because you weren't in the right spot, and then I get on the
I'm in the wrong
grid
spot.
and I'm in the wrong spot.
Humbling.
I literally was dependent on the people next to me to get me to where I'm
Same,
supposed to be.
Same.
Jonah was my my rock, and he wasn't there for a couple weeks.
Thank you.
But that has to be like you just like came up for air afterwards, and you were like,
Yeah.
wow, like, has it hit you? Like, I just spent a month doing a singing and dancing thing. Like, do you
Well-
feel like super like in your thespian era right now?
Okay, I don't think I ever felt as if I was in any sort of theater or anything during the entirety of step sing. I honestly don't know the reason why I applied other than I just did it to see. Like I just wanted to see if I would get the spot. And I wanted to be a director to shift honestly the way that Zeta
cussing
represents
out. The cussing
themselves.
out
No
on
more
the
cussing
culture.
out and yelling.
But the way that Zeta represents themselves on stage as well as the process of it.
Sure.
When it comes to every single aspect, because you, AK, doing the 30-minute spiel, one thing that you kind of missed is the character. There's like acting, heavily acting involved when you're on stage. You have to assume the character that you're presenting.
Yeah.
And that was something. Dang it. Sorry. But it used a different part of my brain that has never been used before, and I loved it.
The left side.
Yes, that one.
Wow.
I actually really did love it. Will I ever do it again or something similar? Probably not. But I thoroughly enjoyed being like, what do I want the emotion to be? What do I want? The storyline for us was easy. Game of golf. But how do I
we
want
didn't even
it
say
to
our
be presented
themes.
on stage?
Oh.
Disco.
Whitewater Afters.
And golfers. Also, it was so fun. I loved creating. We had 2 themes before golfers.
Dude, I have a piercing question I've
Go.
been waiting to ask you. Who the heck was the girl that striped the ball in y'all's background video?
Oh my gosh, that's Davis Penley. She literally plays golf. She's insane.
Yeah, that was
It was
insane.
insane.
She like hit it. Me and Cole looked at each other and we were like, "Dang!"
Yeah.
Shout out that girl.
That's
If
so
you're
Davis
listening.
are talented. We're
That's
athletic.
hilarious.
I loved it.
Have you
I
been on-
loved
Hey, wait,
directing.
I have a question for you about
Wait,
your
so-
show.
Yes. Go.
No,
Go.
mine's unimportant.
In one of your lyric changes, you're like, I can't something, I can't something, I can't something.
Yeah.
And there's one word that you said that I did not.
Pitch.
Pitch.
Pitch is a type of club in iron.
Pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
did you know that?
Okay. I know what a pitching wedge
Just
is.
mansplayed pitching.
It's a type of club. I
It's
played
the one with the
before.
letter P on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Never shot
Yeah,
below
we
100.
golfed him.
Shucks. That was my question. Okay, what were you gonna say?
Have you been on committee the past 2 years, or just sophomore?
Oh yeah, I was on committee for sophomore girls and for Zeta. Zeta wasn't utilized the year I was on committee, besides putting the tarp out and then putting it in. But for sophomore girls, I was.
Wait,
one
you
of
were
the-
on committee, but you weren't in the show.
No,
No,
I
like
was in
putting the
the
tarp
show.
out at practice.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just our duties were
Yeah,
not
everybody
as
got that except you, Jacob.
intense. But for sophomore girls, I loved being on committee. I was Abigail McCall's right-hand woman.
What show was that?
That was the night guard one.
It was the one with the KIO directors now.
Yeah.
That
That's
show
kind of cool.
was so fire.
Part 2.
That show was so fire.
Choreo Part 2.
I think
Literally.
this is one of the takes that I'll say is I think KIO probably got robbed more than most shows this year. What do y'all
Agree.
think?
I agree. I think they got robbed.
As someone who's not a Zeta, Ignite, or Pi Kappa presently, I think that was
I
that's
think
probably
that-
my take.
I'm putting
Do you
this
think
on
that
the internet.
you got robbed?
I'm putting this on the internet. I think that I expected that we were going to place. That is fully
I
the truth.
expected Pi Kappa and Dudes Aplenty to place.
I expected that we were going to place, and we didn't, and that's fine. But I also, I think DAP winning.
If you had to choose like one of the three that did place,
like,
that you should have placed over,
oh.
I'm joking.
I think that the placement that happened that I was like, yes, the most was DAP second place.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think their show was very, very well
should
done
have
this year.
placed.
I think that they were super good.
And the slide moment was
The
pretty,
slide moment was fire.
Hilarious.
pretty-
or even
hilarious.
their starting formation was insane that they had 4 bases.
I know.
And
Yeah.
then they had
The fence.
I think
It was
Also,
crazy. They kept the fence is like a huge prop, and they kept it on the stage for like maybe 5 seconds.
Dude, I saw it on their prop box, and our prop box was 4 measly disco balls, and I literally was like, "Oh my gosh!" Something about AO Pi show that was crazy. They didn't have a real thing.
I know. Well, they had that for
They
the
had
MC
one.
skit.
And
The
it came
one of
off from
them.
the side.
But I mean one that was like,
twice. Yeah.
like a
True.
big one, because the prop box.
Missed opportunity.
Dude, we had that theme idea. One
Those
of our,
things?
One of our
That's crazy. 2 people.
What
had
are
the
those
same
called?
Wacky
Car-
inflatable thing.
well, no, I can't claim that. One of our committee girls
idea.
had that idea
An inflatable
and tried
car
to pitch it to
dealership.
us.
Like
they say
got
the blah, 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 blah of AO Pi, the
The
wacky inflatable big man.
I truly loved AO Pi's show. Or is that who we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
I truly loved that show because it just made sense.
Wait,
Yeah.
explain that.
There were so
Their
many storylines this year that made absolutely no sense, and I was just
I
like,
wish you could
"What?"
name
The,
drop.
like to this, like, and honestly, I'm saying this for any Sigma Chi listening. I have no idea what the farmer did. Truly, I tried so hard to understand what the farmer meant.
I do not want to dog on any shows, but I do, except for freshman girls.
Yeah, Lauren Parker, you got it.
I love
Just
her.
wait 1 second. But besides, but what was it? But AO Pi, it was like so simple, and it was a good storyline for
The
the theme.
deflated?
It was like
Deflated,
that moment was
reinflated.
awesome.
it was like they were like, oh, we need to sell a car to keep the power on. They can't sell a car. The power goes off, so then they deflate, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna inflate ourselves. They bring out a pump. They reinflate themselves. They sell the car. The power comes back on. Boom.
Bang.
I never
Simple.
picked all that up.
I
but
love
good
it.
for
I don't
you.
think I picked that up either.
Are you serious? Wait, guys and girls are so different.
But they literally in the show, like in the the little 3-minute intro thing, they literally were talking about like we've just always prided ourselves in having like a simple, clear
Yeah.
storyline. And I was like,
Let's go word.
let's see if this actually happens.
followed through.
And then they did it, and I was like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
But-
that's a good show. Last year they were something, and it was also like last year they were
Night at Museum.
Nope.
no they
That
no,
was
they
sophomore
they,
girls.
they did They were lawn flamingos.
Oh,
yeah.
And everyone
Freebird,
loved that
Freebird.
show. That show was super fun.
AOPI, Shock the Nation, coming up soon. That's my,
That
that's
would be
my bet.
sick. I mean, that would
Plus
be so
5,500 for next year.
Okay.
we should make live bets for Stepsing.
On
That would
what's-
be
That'd be insane.
like on Prize Picks.
Yes, that's so.
I would give money to be a judge in 10 years.
Oh my gosh,
I'm-
I would give money to see
Also,
the
wait.
sheets.
I
do
want.
we ever get
No.
any?
No.
No.
I didn't think so. Someone told me
Also,
that.
can we talk about the fact, and this could be misinformation. This is, I just heard from someone and I did not
From
fact
someone?
check.
Word of mouth.
Word
Just
of
word
mouth.
of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Okay.
Hearsay
But
would
that-
be an amazing coffee shop name or band name. Hearsay.
Hearsay.
Start it.
Okay, but the judges were alumni.
Yeah, some of them were. Some of them were
Indeed.
in
But
Stepsing.
wouldn't you think that to my knowledge, judges in years past have been people who are not connected to
I
Stepsing
don't even know who the
whatsoever.
judges were.
So don't you think you're already coming in with some bias?
I
if
feel
you've
like
been
it's a
involved?
mixed bag every year.
James
I feel like there's
Briscioni was a
definitely-
judge.
I have no idea who
That's
that
that
is.
chef.
Yes, I did know that.
He was a judge.
The chef. That
There was like a lot of people that are like
John Mclendon.
definitely went to Samford who were judges before that were part of Stepsing, but some of them have absolutely nothing to do with Samford at all. But I definitely think you
They
come in
brought
with
it-
bias. But
They brought
also,
in no
like,
famous people this year.
I imagine there's probably
Miss,
some sort of
Miss for the
guardrail.
75th.
Literally.
Yeah,
like,
come on.
And maybe if somebody came in that was like freaking like was in Zeta, that like you'd be like, hey, we can't let you judge Zeta's show.
That
Also,
happened
wait.
this year.
Yes.
How?
Oh,
two,
what?
two DAP alum. I'm sorry, 2 Sigma Chi alum and 4 DAP alum judged this year.
That
For
is
Dapple
so
on.
interesting. That is so interesting.
That is
I'll be so for real though. I
Conspiracy.
totally saw that on Fizz, but I did fact check that there was. I
Bye.
did fact check there was
Let's talk about the
there is
article.
like alumni of Stepsing that were judges. I don't know if it's specifically those, but those people that won.
I heard there
What
was
is
a.
Fizz?
Oh.
All right, let me talk my ish.
You
on
got it.
Fizz.
You can talk your ish.
Wait,
I
I
could
worked for
also
them.
talk my ish.
I worked for them, so I have to talk.
Oh yeah,
you
no.
worked for Fizz?
All right.
You were part of the people that brought him to Samford.
This is my deepest, darkest secret. Over the summer of my freshman summer, I was reached out to by this app called Fizz. If you guys remember Yik Yak, it's identical to Yik Yak, but it's campus specific. So like Fizz Samford is the app, and there's like
Yeah.
Fizz Auburn and Fizz Alabama and all that stuff. And they basically said, I don't know if I was signed a thing to not talk about this, but
NDA.
an NDA. That's the one, non-disclosed.
Quite literally, this would not be the place to talk about it if you signed an NDA.
I don't.
Okay, if you did.
I don't think you
No,
have to.
I
I
don't
feel like
think I
they
did.
reached out to random college students.
They reached out to me
It was
over
random.
LinkedIn, and basically they were like, we're trying to introduce this app at Samford. We're at this, and this campus, and here's our success rate. And they were super vague about what the app was. And I was like, oh, it's like a social media. And they were like, basically, you have to like get 12 people. You have to get 12 people to like
Buy an
introduce the
ice cream
app.
scooper and a set of knives.
Introduce the app, Cucko. Introduce the app with you, and they'll each get $60. Each of those people get $60, and you will get $800 if you
Wait,
work
did you
for
make
us.
$800?
And I had to join like 4 Zoom meetings and give out like a bunch of donuts and bucket hats on the first day of class.
I remember that.
You
And
actually do this.
every residence hall that I like put a flyer in every door, I got $50 more. So I made like $1,000.
Wait, where are they getting all of this money?
They just have a marketing budget.
Yeah, they probably
Where-
They probably just had some backing of
So
somebody.
I
trying
made
to-
like $1,000 off of Fizz. Fun fact. And it was good money.
That's so
But
interesting.
the app is all anonymous. Again, it's just like
Yeah.
Yik Yak. So everything you post in there is anonymous, and there's like moderators, but I mean it's loose. It's super loose.
Very.
So
I feel like it's worse than Yik Yak.
it's like really, really toxic, and like, I mean, we had a
Bullying.
bad show 2 years ago, my freshman year, and I mean, it was horrible.
What was the show?
Magicians.
Oh.
I mean, we got absolutely.
Well, we got flamed this year, and then
Flamed.
Samford Crimson wrote an article about Zeta and bullying.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
Wow. Shout out Dave.
Wait, shout out. I was thinking that too.
I told him this. Did I tell you that today?
What?
You were like, Dave wrote it.
Oh wait, I did say that,
yeah.
Dave. Wait, that's.
Hey, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Dave's been like really pumping this Substack he's about to come out with, and like
Yeah.
I've held out. I'm not a Substack guy yet. Also, for our ladies
Wait,
in the room
what's
that
a
don't know what
Substack?
Substack
Yeah.
is, that's crazy. You don't know what Substack is.
Is that something about
Please
DJing?
explain.
Substack is a
Basically-
Substack is a website where you can post articles to it that you just write.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like very popular amongst people. Like for example, like my buddy Cameron has a Substack, and every single movie he goes into that he like loves, he will write a literal paper on gospel parallels in the movie, and he will post it to his Substack.
That's freaking sick.
That is like a very typical like Substack thing to do. So it's like a
what
a
is
Reddit
Dave's gonna be?
app, but I don't know. He said he wants to do it on like he's gonna call it like Dave's Corner or something like that. It's gonna be about anything that he's into, some music, sports, like
Also,
culture
he's, like,
pieces, whatever. I also think
he's got a lot of information in his brain.
yeah, like that man like needs to do like a podcast or something like
For
that.
sure.
Like,
He
people,
has so much.
yeah, he has
like,
thoughts
knowledge
that
of
make a
certain
lot of
topics.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really excited for that Substack that he's been holding out for. Oh, why was I just saying that? What were
Because
we
of the
just talking about?
Samford Crimson.
Sanford Crimson.
Sanford
Dave
Crimson.
worked for the Sanford.
Bullying.
Yeah. Shout out Samford Crimson.
Wait,
Shout
so
out
was it like a
Dave.
good article?
No.
Oh, dang. That sucks.
We
That's
got,
kinda
I will say,
crazy.
Wednesday night.
Don't bully. For example, this is a huge victim of bullying this year. Was it like that?
Kind of.
Oh man.
I haven't read it.
I didn't read.
Oh, man.
I will say, did you read it? I read bits. I tried.
She's
Wait, I
reading
read
an
bits and
Instagram reel.
pieces. No. I don't even have
that. She saw it on-
Instagram.
We're like,
into
so we
ChatGPT
made a
and got it on
slideshow for Kate, where we
No,
were like
I-
showed her the article through TikToks.
As
Cap cut.
literally, as a director, first off, I haven't had Instagram for a hot second. Second off, I don't have Fizz.
Flex.
You didn't have Fizz.
No, I did
Oh.
not want Fizz. Third,
Smart.
I asked for girls not to send stuff about Fizz in our group me. I didn't
I
want.
hated when directors did that. I'll be so honest.
They
I'm just
sent
like,
some stuff,
dude,
but
just freaking eat that crap up during the week of. Sorry, there's my.
That's I last
okay.
year
But
I was-
after Wednesday night, we were actually flamed. I had people come up to me and say random. And say that it was the worst show that they have ever seen.
Are you serious? People came up to you and said
Like
to your
face to face.
Face to
Honestly,
face.
respect that more than
More
just
than
Fizz. But
Fizz.
like, dang,
It was. I will say it was awful. That when you spend I loved the
that was
process.
worse.
When you spend so much time on a show and it's like your name is attached to it, but I didn't really care about that aspect.
Yeah.
But then someone comes up to you and say that was the worst show out of the 18 that were
I
presented.
mean, that's unbelievable.
That wrecked
They
me.
obviously didn't watch Freshman Girls.
That's fact.
I honestly, Freshman Girls have to know that. Like, they had to know.
I'm
that was
honestly like
coming, right?
all love to the directors. I enjoyed watching that show more than most freshman shows because it was so overstimulating.
Because of Lauren Parker.
Like,
so
genuinely,
overstimulating.
like the background video in and of itself, like. Okay, so this is actually a hilarious
skeleton-
perspective of this. So POV.
It was so funny.
So POV, you're Stephen, and you've gone every single time you've ever been to Step Sing in your life. There's been students in the room, except for this time, and I show up.
Yeah.
How was that
And-
experience?
It was the worst. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I will never. I honestly like looked at Chase afterwards, and I was like, if I don't get a Saturday night ticket next year, I really don't know if I'll go.
If you'll go,
I
yeah.
think I'll just live stream Saturday because, like, okay. So also, if this doesn't make any sense to our 10 people that don't know what Step Sing is, usually all the students that are in the show are up in the balcony and they go freaking nuts during it.
Every
It's
show.
insane.
Yeah, and then which I also think encourages the crowd downstairs to
I
get more
agree.
into it as well. This time we went and Sanford's a bunch of greedy snobs and they won't let the students in because they want to sell more tickets. And
I wasn't mad about it.
What?
you weren't mad about that?
What
Why?
the
Is because you
age?
just like you're tired of going so
Well,
much and
AK,
stuff?
you
Or-
got to experience all the, like we as people, I remember I was like, oh, I'm not mad about this, but then we actually got to experience all of the students being in the room. So it didn't affect us.
Yeah.
No, it
Wednesday
didn't.
night. That's true.
'Cause we
because
got
you
to see
got tired of
Wednesday
going
and Saturday.
Wednesday and Thursday
When you
and
go
Saturday. I see
3
that,
times
actually.
for 3.5 hours, it's a lot. Like
Yeah.
being in
Saturday
it.
night, you're like,
For y'all's sake, I understand.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It was just like I don't know.
I didn't hate.
But anyways, the majority of the show, like maybe it was like the dudes were the only people in the crowd that would do like and it was like it was very faint. You know, it's like usually with all the students in there, it's like the whole freaking room's like,
Erupting,
like
yeah.
even the other sororities will do it and stuff. Not the freaking fraternities, that freaking
Not doing that
dude,
crap.
plenty, man. But I think that it was the biggest emotional response in the entire time was literally like Freshman Girls skeleton pops up on the screen. The place like lost it laughing. Like it was
Are
like
you serious?
so
Yes.
fun. It's like, what the frick am
Just
I
like-
looking at?
what is happening right now?
No,
Like
I'm obviously
And
not.
also,
observant.
they said they put the word step sing in a lyric change.
Mhm.
It was like step sing something.
Why do you think? This is another question I have for Lauren Parker. Like this is freshman girls.
need to
This
call her
is
out.
freshman
this
girls.
is freshman girls?
But
this
then they switched it to this is Halloween. They said this is Halloween like the next. I'm like, but nothing about the show had anything
This
to do
is
with
freshman-
Halloween.
I don't even know the storyline.
I don't think
Molly Black broke her arm.
She broke her arm.
she broke her arm,
Lauren
and then
Parker
they
was
went
her
to the
X-ray.
place.
It was the X-ray of her broken arm, but
She
she
was
broke.
the-
She broke her arm scootering.
Oh.
Molly Black broke her arm scootering, and then
Oh.
Lauren Parker was the X-ray of her. But she. but
I
then she was like,
kept
"I'll take
thinking,
No.
what
This
does
is
the
the one
scooter?
line. This was the one line that made the least sense to me. She said, "Come with me to the places where bones get healed without casts." And then, this is actually I need to tell this story too. So on Saturday night, I was chilling at home. Gracie, that was the night that Gracie got like sick originally. So I'm like chilling at home. Gracie's asleep already, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sweepstakes! Let's throw it on. See if who's gonna win." Watch the shows last night. Tap in the live stream. I'm not joking. MC of freshman girls, and then
love that.
she jumps out of the X-ray and she's like, "Follow me to the place where bones heal without casts." And instead of laughing on Saturday, she was just like, "Ah!" Like just screamed.
She screamed.
And then walked out, and genuinely, I still to this moment, I'm like, what is the place where bones go?
wherever that.
What
I don't
place
think
is
she
wherever
that?
that skeleton DJ.
But that place was the freshman girls step sing show.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's like the Twilight Zone.
It was like, but then somehow it
freshman
was
girls.
like, it was Halloween, I guess.
This is
Halloween.
Halloween. This is.
It was
freshman
also
girls.
freshman girls. But that show is just like freaking nuts.
Also,
Like,
every freshman show, there's always the girl that does the flip.
always.
Always.
Every
And I
single
love
time.
that.
Who was it in y'all's?
Our freshman show?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Y'all did the. Oh, y'all had y'all's was a good.
Were you like
show.
babies or something?
Kind of. There's like
we
5
were,
babies.
That
that
was
year.
that was the year when it was all kids in all,
All
rain
storms.
in storms.
Oh yes.
Not us. Thanks, Gracie Peacock.
Shout out. Wait,
Froggy
what are you talking about?
Wonderland made it through.
Yeah,
Snuck
that
it
was
through.
crazy. There was a couple. Y'all both had repeats.
There was from
What are
like
y'all
one
talking
year-
about right now?
Okay, so taboo list of songs like
Okay.
songs
A little
can,
behind the
songs,
scenes.
songs can be used 5 years or 4 years.
4,
I
It's
thought
like
it was
the
5.
fifth year.
5.
The
You can
fifth
use it
year.
the 5th. Yes.
Okay. Oh wait, so we were just on the cut of
No.
Froggy Wonderland, right?
That was my freshman year. So that was
You
when-
had a
Right.
taboo song?
we had
Yeah.
Boogie Wonderland, and that was in Frog.
Okay, so
Froggy
we
Wonderland.
had a
Dude,
we had a
literally,
taboo
me and
song.
Gracie sang Froggy Wonderland during the Pi Kappa show,
Yeah.
and y'all did that.
Yeah.
But I didn't
My
think
mom
that
was like,
a
"Oh
big-
my gosh."
Maybe it's the 4th year.
There was a
Yeah.
show. What? Oh gosh.
Because y'all wouldn't have gotten approved. There's literally like a list.
No,
Oh
No.
gosh, we had a whole thing. We have so
All love Stepson Committee. All love.
all of. I
Thank you
actually
for all you
Shout
do.
out,
loved-
Thank
shout out
you.
Michaela Karimi.
I
and,
love-
Also, wait, the
Matt.
new girl, Emily Paxton,
Bless
wonderful.
you.
Goated.
Wonderful.
I remember
Kelly
that's Lane's
Ainsman,
been-
Paxton actually,
wonderful.
Paxton's for sure gonna listen to this.
Do you know Lane Mitchell?
Let's freaking go.
no.
No.
Okay, they're
I
married.
loved step sync. This is my first and last experience, but I actually had a great experience. I will say
I liked. Yeah.
Emily was our
we
queen.
had a song that was verbally approved in the fall,
Okay.
and then we submitted our lyric changes, and then
in January.
early January. And
Yeah.
then that was approved, but then they came back and we did have a song that was on the taboo list, but we didn't realize. Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes. It was an ATO show last year. So
Oh,
not recent. And then
Yeah.
we spoke to our arranger, tried to change it.
That's a good song.
Huh?
Different song.
Different
song.
song,
Oh,
maybe.
Can't hurry.
Can't Hurry
Can't
Love.
hurry.
Oh.
How
I
does
think
that
there was
song
another
go?
repeat too.
Huh?
There's a
How does
couple.
Can't Hurry Love go?
Can't hurt my love. Can't hurt my
No, it's like,
love.
Can't hurt my
After
love.
Yeah.
Can't
I need
hurt my
love. The feeling.
The bones are their money, and so are the worms.
I have that show.
I can't.
Spooky,
I
scary
literally don't remember.
That being the first song in their show, I was like,
We sing every
yeah,
song.
I love that.
Genuinely, I love that show so much. Freshman Girls.
Okay, but we ended up trying to change it with our arranger. It was this whole thing of we've already paid him. He can't change the song. They told us we could keep it in. Week before the show, we get an email after our rehearsal. You have to find a new arranger to take this song out.
Dang.
And
What the frick?
and then there was just this back and forth, and
I mean,
They-
one thing about
they kept
Sepsing
it
is,
in.
I mean, there are so many emails.
There's
Oh
so
my-
many emails.
There is emails out the wazoo.
There's so many group meets, so many emails, so
So
many
much
Canvas
communication.
notifications.
Every year, there's someone who accidentally, there's like a group me of all the directors from every group, all in the same group me. And every year, that's 2 years in a row now, I've been a director, someone accidentally sends something they're trying to send to their group
This one
to
was
the
funny.
director wide. And last year, it was like all their formations. Do you guys remember that?
No, we
no,
were
I wasn't
directors.
directors.
Oh my gosh. Last year,
Whose?
AO Pi sent all of their formations to the main group. And we were like, oh my. And it got deleted immediately. But I mean, I was already on my phone. So I was looking at them and I was like, this is insane. But this year, it was a girl from Annie Pi.
Shout out Annie Heaton
If she listens
for the
then it's
encouragement.
But
We
Annie
appreciate
Heaton literally
it.
sent to the directors like, ladies, we slayed tonight.
Amazing job.
That's amazing.
And I was like, thank you, Annie.
That was funny.
But yeah.
wow. Hey, well, okay, so Stepsing 2025 is in the books.
Quarter quell.
Praise God.
Wait, are you going to be a director again next year?
I believe so.
Oh, wow.
Pookie?
I think so.
3 years.
Okay, so now that y'all
Winning
are
show
Would love
next
to play.
year.
now that y'all are done, we're gonna do. Sorry, let's do a little generic segment today. Today's generic segment's gonna be build a Stepsing show with 3 Stepsing directors.
Oh, my gosh. This is crazy.
Okay, so we are going to do a little segment today on that. So
I'm ready.
the one thing is, whatever theme you have in your back pocket that you're gonna tell your directors next year, you don't have to bring that up right now.
Do we want to put a little
But-
time limit on it?
Sure, if you want.
I mean, that would just create, I mean,
that would
pressure
create
on
like a
time and
intensity.
pressure.
All right,
minutes.
so we're gonna do this in 5 minutes.
Holy.
All right? But we'll start the timer after we decide
Yeah,
on
once
the
we
theme.
decide the theme.
How about that? Actually, no.
kinda
Let's do
love
like
this
all
idea.
5 minutes.
All right, I love
Okay.
that. I love
All
that.
right, and timer started.
Do you want to do it with us or do you want to just watch?
I'll help
Okay,
facilitate.
perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, wait,
Timer
who has a
started.
theme concept?
Okay,
I have a
theme.
couple.
Go.
All right.
Go.
Okay, one of mine was seedlings growing to be flowers. And
Okay.
MC
Just want
skit.
you to know that like someone is gonna like steal this crap next year.
Okay.
Mine is one that
Okay.
can't be used.
What?
Mine is one that can't be used. I have
Cannot?
an idea. No.
Okay. Oh.
Go.
Wait. Yes.
Monks.
Oh.
Oh. Wait,
We did
Wait,
none.
Sigma Chi had monks in theirs.
And Sigma Chi and monks. Freshman year.
Freshman
What
year.
the heck? Okay. Wait, you're
Knights.
right. Yeah, you're
They
right.
had-
You're right.
They shaved their heads.
Any
But
ideas?
probably
Any
not
theme
now.
ideas?
Forgot about that.
What about
Steve-O?
wait?
Wait, can we?
What about y'all's forbidden theme?
Oh my gosh.
Founding Fathers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the Reformation. I've always
mean,
thought the Reformation.
Reformation would
that'd be
fire.
crazy.
Dude, Griffey really wanted to do a Reformation show. We were like, that sucks. But it could have been cool. Oh, used
We
car
wanted
salesman?
to do.
You have a low view of Martin
Used car
Luther.
salesman.
We wanted
Is
to
that what you
be poker players.
That's good.
Oh.
Let's do that.
Casino.
I love poker
What
players.
was your opener?
Oh, I can't remember.
My
I know.
seedlings.
What if it was I love rock and roll and we did I love poker chips,
No.
right?
This is
I
poker
love-
room.
okay, wait.
This is poker
I
room.
think-
All I can think of is taboo songs.
Poker
The intros that I think capture people's eyes are the ones where you're not singing probably for
Poker,
the first
poker,
30 seconds,
poker.
or it's a cappella.
Yeah.
We were like,
That was funny.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, so we
wait,
have-
777 by Silk
Seven,
Sonic.
Bang.
seven.
bang, that's
Let's
good.
go.
That's a banger song. I would start with that.
Big booty.
I also would have our prop girls.
Wow.
You know how they're like
this is a
holds
co-ed
the
show.
cards. Yes, or
This
prop
is-
girls and guys.
this is your
but
dream come
they
true.
could walk back in holding big cards. Low key like.
Wait, we did that in Magicians.
Okay, so
Wait.
Oh.
here's the
But it
here's the
would be
theme I've
better.
always had: the Loch Ness monster.
You told me about this. I kind of
Think
love
about it.
Wait,
All these shows.
Reference Genesis.
You're trying
or
to
Job.
like. There's something that is there, then you lose something, then you find it and you dance with it. That's like literally the storyline of like every freaking show these days, right?
Victim.
Every Pi Kappa show. too.
Okay,
We did that.
So, but think
We
about it.
didn't.
If your show started and you just were already looking for something, and then you found the
Oh.
Loch Ness monster, I've always think. You ever seen those paper mache dragons
what would
that they
you
have at
be?
like
The Loch-
Chinese? No, you just be Scottish people, but like Scottish like sailors or something.
Wait.
Holy
oh
Okay,
wait, that
so-
would
We gotta
kill-
cut this part
kills.
out.
So think about like those like paper mache like Year of the Dragon like Chinese things where like
Yes.
the people and like
Yes.
It's literally
You
our
just
snake
get-
from last year.
literally you just get
That's
a
all I'm
freaking
thinking.
huge one and that's the Loch Ness monster. And I had this idea for Pi Cap because I was like Pi Cap has never had a dance break up until
Until
y'all broke it
last year.
Well, Rats did with
Yeah.
the canes.
That
But
was
last
so
year we had
funny.
like purposefully trying to be
Yeah.
sexy dance break.
And that was
Guilty.
And I was like, I always thought it was hilarious
Your
if,
brother
if
was in
Pi
that.
Kappa broke the tradition, and for the first time ever, their dance break was with the Loch Ness monster.
We did
like,
that
dragon.
Last year.
I know, because we had this idea.
Was it from that?
It was
For real?
definitely because we had this idea. But that's always been a back
That
pocket
would be
theme idea I've
fire.
had.
I mean, that
was
would be fire.
I
Loch
also
Ness
think
Monster.
Scottish people like
I don't-
somebody did Scottish and they did. It wasn't like necessary this year.
I don't know.
It was like
Also,
the
we
had
lab
3
person.
Oh,
the
that
other
was
guys.
funny.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but the accent was great.
Yeah,
we
he
had
did a
3
great job.
countries represented this year.
It's
Um,
also
You know
insane
that?
that Kyle was French and 85 was.
What do you mean?
That's
we
what I
had-
mean.
Yeah.
I like.
Kaio was France.
Oh, I thought
Any
you were talking
ladies
about, like,
was
students from
UK.
3
No.
different countries.
No, sorry, getting
Probably a
off.
few
Okay,
more.
we have a
We have
minute
been
left.
30
To,
Minute 30. Okay,
Uh,
I like Loch Ness Monster or poker players.
What was yours, AK? What was it?
Seedlings,
Flowers?
seedlings growing into being full-grown flowers, and it's
You would
a
need
flower
a costume
wilting.
change for
It's
that
fun.
one.
No, I figured it out, and you like you unveil,
Yeah.
and the
Like
whole
Nick-
MC is a
Nick's Rick Buff pants.
the whole MC is a flower wilting, talking
Mm-hmm.
to the new like those seedlings.
This is sounding like this is freshman
is-
girls.
I think
This
we
is
need to
something-
restart the 5 minutes
Yeah.
now that we've got all the good ideas out.
All right.
Let's just start again. Bang. Okay, now that all the good ideas are out, okay, theme ideas. Kate, you share a new one that you haven't said yet. Just say something. Just say something.
Authors.
What authors? That's a
Authors.
good one, actually.
I looked at the books.
Yeah, I was like
Okay.
trying to think of Lion with Wardrobe.
All right. You were trying to think of okay. AK, what is yours? What's your-
Jazzercise, but that
Jazzercise is such a good
so
one.
good.
that is
my
good.
gosh.
We gotta
Okay.
delete all this.
We're gonna cut it. All right, Kate, you got one yet?
No,
Okay.
I
okay.
can't. I feel like when you're on the spot, I can't think.
Dude, freaking Reformation, like painters.
But
would be-
Reformation.
What if
Not
everyone
was
Reformation,
Bob Ross?
What am I thinking of? Like
That's funny.
painters, like
that's funny.
uh,
But that's gotta be there.
Mhm.
what am I thinking of, bro? Katie would really, lock this one in.
Are you talking about like it's like an art term?
It's like a time when art was,
Renaissance
like,
painters.
Renaissance painters.
Yeah,
and
like
you all have little
Michelangelo.
easel, or not little easels, little.
Yeah,
I
they're
did-
easels. They're easels.
Okay, so right now we have painters, what was
Authors.
authors, and then what was the one that you just
What did you
said?
say,
Okay,
Kate?
Oh, off
What
of
was the one that you
painters.
just
if
said?
everyone
Jazzercise.
said Bob
Jazzercise.
Ross.
Okay,
Bob Ross.
So we have-
basically us
well,
this year.
Ross.
painters. Yeah, that's
okay.
y'all.
So painters, authors, jazzercise. Which one would you be able to run with a storyline with?
Authors, you could like talk. I mean, he could be like trying to write a book, and then
Writer's block.
That would be so
writer's
boring.
block. That'd be so
Yeah,
boring.
right,
And the
yeah.
background could be that video of the Migos writing, and that's like the book's on fire though. So think about that.
That would actually be pretty funny. The storyline of an author, and then there's like on the screen, there's just like that like the Instagram reel sound. It's like,
Yes.
but like writer's block is like a big like dark thing. It's like you're like as soon as you get like some sort of like flow going in a song, it's just like
So stupid. People would be like, "What is going on?"
you're finally like, let's
The
join
thing is
together and
there's
kill
so
it.
many
Alright,
good
okay, so author's
themes,
bad. So
but the
jazzercise.
storyline.
Jazzercise.
Okay.
What's the storyline?
What's
for
the storyline?
Jazzercise?
Jazzercise, I feel
Similar.
like you can't.
But
Jazzercise
like,
would just be like fun.
Yeah.
Like you just be,
It's
it
like
would be
our
like
show
a
this
character
year.
Okay,
development
wait.
show.
Do it.
Yeah. Something I learned
It
this
feels
year was
comparable.
like the storyline and the fun aspect of your show really
Yeah.
needs to be up there. Ours was very slow and classy and kept going with
Yeah.
the flow.
It was.
We
Or
added-
bro.
It was classy.
Not gonna lie,
It's like
starting
probably-
off the show,
That's probably
Jordan was like,
adjective
that's
one.
Fire.
oh my, my.
Augusta, yeah, the
Obviously,
Masters.
duh.
Duh. Dude, Cowboys has been done, but I really think it
Cowboys
could have
is a
been
good
done
show.
better. I mean,
Yeah.
that show's
Also,
cool, but
yeah, how many
Yeah.
shows do we see now that we're like that could have been done so much better?
oh my gosh. I
Everyone-
mean, I think if a guy show did Lawyers, it could be unreal.
That
Okay, so let's just run with Jazzercise because I feel like we can go here, and it's not going to be it's not going to be a plot, but it's going to be
Day in the
character
life.
development. So you're just going to make
Ooh,
one
day
of
in the life could be good, like getting ready in the
Yeah.
morning and stuff.
It's just going to be like make people fall in love with freaking Jazzercise because it's awesome. It's a great vibe.
right.
So essentially, what this means is we're going to have like
80s
six
music?
songs
Oh gosh.
of bits, of just like Jazzercise bits.
Okay, so
The best example of a bit I feel like is whenever mailmen happen, they come out
Everyone.
male.
sale or
Yeah.
they say mail.
That's hilarious.
Like whenever they put it, I think that's like literally the best bit of all time. I hated
Literally
it.
the
Whenever they
only
did it,
music-
I was so
Made me
mad.
so mad.
The only music
What?
playing in my mind is y'all show.
Yeah. And okay, think a little bit. But that's what era.
Genuinely, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of shocked that got approved.
Me
Me
too.
too. We
Yeah.
said white boy. Like we said it out loud. We didn't change the lyrics.
No.
It's insane.
Did y'all change any lyrics?
Not one single
No.
lyric changed in our show.
Yeah, Lindsay's told us.
Yeah, I
that.
remember that.
Okay, so
we had-
jazzercise. We need 6 songs.
Okay.
Let's just. You don't have to think of 6 songs, but like freaking.
What's like good like lyric change jazzer? What's some jazzercise terms? Fit.
Pump up the jam. Pump
Pump
it
up
up.
That's
the
a good
jam.
one. That's
would be-
Wait, Stronger by Kanye.
Yes.
Mm.
That could be the
All
dance
Kanye
break.
is
We're
all
gonna-
Kanye is taboo though.
Is that true?
Yeah, they don't like any Kanye
Sunday
songs.
service.
Wait,
choir.
we literally
Build Sunday
we wanted to
service
do the theme
Different.
Prisoners, and we wanted the song
You wanted
Runaway.
to do prisoners.
Thank you,
Prisoners.
Lauren Starnes.
Thank you, Lauren Starnes. When you do Prisoners, and our intro song was gonna be, it's like all of that piano, and then it's like Runaway as fast as you can,
Ooh,
and that was gonna be our
that's
intro.
good.
That's fire, bro.
Wait, we wanted to do. This is rough, but
I feel
last
like
year,
Pump Up the Jam has some
last year
serious
we
ground here.
got Egyptians
Thank you.
approved, and then it was disapproved.
Oh,
Rightfully so. Thank you, Steps and Committee. We would have looked back on that and regretted it, but we were gonna do
feels
this
weird.
Sting song called "I Dream of Rain," and I mean it was gonna be insane. And then we were also gonna do
It's like the desert.
the song that Urban Essence opened with this year.
Really?
That was gonna be in our show if we did
Great.
Egyptians. Yeah,
Rain,
yeah,
rain, Lord, please. Yeah, that's kind of
that
fire.
was sick. Pump up the
Okay,
jam.
wait,
Pump
so
up
Pump
the
Up the Jam.
jam.
What's a word that has a word that rhymes with fit? Because I feel like that could be good.
I'm not.
I
good
feel
at
like
this.
there's a TikTok song or sound that probably like it's
'Cause
lit,
there's some-
it's fit.
It's fit.
we could. There could definitely be a Young Gravy song in there,
Yeah.
Ooh.
but I can't think
or
of what.
Jack Harlow.
Oh yeah, for
Ooh.
sure.
That's
Jack
good.
Harlow would be in there.
Jack Harlow.
What's
would
that
for sure.
song?
What's Jack Harlow's like? What's his like super famous?
No,
one
what's the
from
one that we
last
all-
year?
I love
this
the
is
song
freshman
Like
year.
a Blade of
It was like
Grass.
Is that what?
We could be like J
A
Z Z.
It'd be hilarious if you
That
just
would
sang
be
that song. JAZZ. Cut.
That's
Next
it.
song.
That's a. But that's not. It's a. It's off a.
Oh,
It's
that's
Glamorous.
He's
It's
sampled
glamorous. It's sampled.
But who's the song?
Oh
is that?
yeah, that would just the
Glamorous.
Fergie.
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 Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It's glamorous.
that would be awesome. Actually,
J-
I feel like you could put
Z Z, and we're spelling it out.
That's the first song.
Yeah,
and then
that's
it's like
hard.
cut.
I'm like-
and then it's just like I want a place to pump up the
jam, pump it
I
up.
think like literally you just get people out there like pumping up, and then
Iron.
you literally pump up
Like
a
a
like big
jam,
like
like a jelly.
Bottle
like
of jam.
bottle of jam.
It'd be,
That's
yeah,
so
that's
good.
funny.
That's
a
actually
good bit.
so
Up the jam.
pump up the jam. We actually might need to delete this, and you might need to use this next year. For the
We could
podcast.
also this show.
That would be. I would
That'd be
literally
hilarious.
laugh. I'm thinking about the room where like literally no students are in there.
Yeah.
If somebody did that, that would be so.
This show
funny.
also lends itself to staying alive. This is. It's exercise. It's exercise.
Exercise.
Jazzercise.
Exercise.
Oh
See,
man,
that's
that would
good.
be actually kind of.
Jazzercise.
That'd be kind of cool.
Jazzercise.
I'm trying to think of the bit. I mean, literally, that would be.
Pump up the jam.
You've already won this year. I'll be so
Wait,
on
Best
there's
moment.
gotta
this
be. I
show,
feel like there's a
You've already
jazzercise
won this
Just
year.
Dance song.
I
Ooh,
made-
yeah, there is because we stole from Just Dance this year.
yeah,
You
Rasputin
imagine
son.
like literally
Pumping up jam.
pump up.
I'm gonna
You go
check,
from
make sure it's still recording.
Glamorous, jazzercise, pump up the jam, and then
No.
jazzercise. What? That would run out of storage or something. That's okay. Oh, okay. That's actually not too bad. Yeah, we'll just splice it together. It's all good.
Ooh, I have a good one, but I cheated.
Okay. You mean you're allowed to
See
look?
you whip it, show me.
Wait, that wasn't
Oh my
one.
gosh, the Big X the
Just
Plug
a
song.
minute.
He sampled that. I wanna see you whip it.
Hey, will
Oh,
you?
there's so many.
I mean, like,
Did you guys use ChatGPT this year for anything in your show?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the lighting.
Huh?
Our lighting form.
Really?
Yes.
I
That's funny.
ChatGPT'd as like theme ideas this year.
Really?
Like
We didn't do
genuinely.
that. Oh, no, not for
none
that.
of it like came through, but
yeah, honestly, you could probably get ChatGPT.
I literally was like,
Good.
what's good parody songs for a singing and dancing like competition at my college
Oh.
for like
AK,
a show that's
looking at-
disco.
Wait,
I
we
actually have a- I
chat
actually have
GPT'd
a
our
question.
MC skit, our first one, and then we changed it.
No
and the
wonder.
jokes,
No, I'm just-
the jokes were hilarious.
Wait,
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 did
There was
they
a lot
get
of
it?
jokes.
you ChatGPT the whole
That was
thing?
pretty funny.
Yeah, there was our original MC skit. Hilarious.
Wait, but it was
Wow.
like
Did I read
offensive
that
or
one?
what?
It was inappropriate.
Oh, okay.
Valid.
Yeah.
Balls.
AK, this is a question
Exactly.
I have about the Ignite show.
Please.
You bringing up AI made me think about this.
I know exactly.
So like the background videos, the BGVs,
Yeah.
on the thing, very easy videos to get that's like real life versions of the same things that you got virtual versions of, like a river,
Yeah.
Yes.
for example,
Yes.
or a landscape,
Yes.
or a waterfall,
Yes.
or a literal white water rafter. I'm curious, do you know that Red Bull has come out with like thousands of hours of whitewater rafting, like sick videos? Or if that's just like a guy
Are you allowed to? Well, are you allowed to use those?
Or is it?
You have to use You
Copyright?
have to use like royalty-free stuff.
Yeah.
Like-
I didn't know that.
do you know?
But we had let me say it. We wanted to like fully like film ourselves, but we couldn't do that in the winter.
yeah.
Wait, didn't Jonah like send you videos?
No, we
Oh,
asked.
He told me he did. What a liar.
About that.
Liar. He
That's
wrote their
asked.
MC skit though.
He did. Don't tell anyone.
Dude, this Pi
That's
Kappa
why it's funny.
Ignite, the Pig Night collaboration is
Ignite.
really on
Pig
full
Nation.
Pig Nation.
display right now.
We-
That's funny that
But
y'all
also-
are using ChatGPT.
Also, their background for the other guys, all of their backgrounds were AI generated.
Oh yeah,
I saw it.
I mean,
saw they
literally,
posted
that
it, and
was
there was
every
words that
single-
weren't words.
every single
Interesting.
show, every single
Wait,
show
mine
was
was
like
not.
so.
You're
You guys were video. That was
I
Yeah,
it.
you
filmed
filmed
and
the whole
edited
thing.
ours.
I
The whole
love
thing.
that.
Background video.
It was cute.
ChatGPT, we AI generated like a few things, but this is honestly so interesting. I watched a like video essay on this. Like
Yeah,
stock image and stock video is like the industry that's taken the biggest hit
From AI.
from AI.
Interesting.
Because that literally used to be like people's businesses. Like I just do stock photo because like you can think of anything and then make a stock photo and someone will probably buy it
Right.
on like a service.
I came across a website the other day called Death of Stock Photography, and it's just got free stock photos.
Yeah, it's like that's
That's
like a
all it
whole
is.
industry, and AI is freaking that up.
Yeah, that's what there was like some like platform. It was like on Tumblr or something like that. That Tanner, like from Gardendale,
Yeah.
like he showed me. I can't remember what or Flickr is it? It's what it's
Flickr.
called,
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
and it's like completely free. So
It's wild.
yeah, I've saw. I mean, that honestly makes sense. I honestly like I think that stock photos is kind of a whack. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, but I just feel like if you're going on there to get like a random video of like a freaking like a river,
Whitewater rafters.
yeah, you shouldn't pay someone $6 for that. Like I don't
That's
know.
fair.
It's just like
Yeah.
go.
Shout out Sepson Committee again for that.
I don't know.
They pay for it.
They have a like membership.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, don't you just have to come in with concepts or ideas and they find it for you?
We like sent them
Oh,
what
wow.
we wanted.
That's
Shout out Emily Paxton.
My
Shut
favorite
up,
part
Axel.
of directing, I don't know. No one asked that, but my favorite part.
Thank you for
Jacob,
answering.
what is your favorite part
Oh
about
my
directing?
This isn't my fully favorite, but I do really love. They bring in an insane amount of lighting for Sepsing and like a huge lighting console because all the Right Center lights on the U's are like pretty outdated. Like it is so cool. Like you sit in the lighting booth
Shout out Scott.
and literally, and you're like,
He's a
could I do this? And he's like, oh, we can do this, and you get to see it happen on the stage. And then I was like our last formation was DISCO, and the lights that were like this way, there was like 5 lines. So I was like, can we just like, as we go into our final position, like each letter does it, can we like light those up? And he was like, that's great.
I was blown away.
And I mean, it was so sick. It's so freaking.
That's also like insanely difficult. That's
No,
crazy,
it's
that
like
guy.
he's like literally. I was asking about it. I was like, "What? How does this lighting gig compare to like anything else you do?" And he was like, "I mean, we meet on like I finish meetings on like Sunday or Monday, and have to have like a rough draft of 18 shows on Wednesday.
Last year he stayed up for 36 hours making them.
It's insane.
It is insane because you go in and you have all these concepts of what you want,
I
and
honestly
then he
didn't.
does it for you right then and there. You then see the video after, and then he changes it if you
Like
need
have
to.
a meeting again and revise, and then he's like, and again for the 3rd revision, just email me and I'll
Yeah,
fix it.
exactly. We had water
It's crazy.
rippling, like the illusion of water underneath us.
It's so sick.
That's freaking crazy.
It's
It was
super cool.
wild.
So what does he do? Like, is he like? Do they bring him in? From
Yeah,
like,
they bring in like
A-
a sound guy
Yeah.
to like run the cues and like
Yeah.
make sure everything happens at the same time, and then they bring him in. They bring in like backstage to like install all the lights in the video wall and all that stuff.
Wow.
It's like wild.
So what kind of gigs does that guy do? Did you get to talk to him about?
He said
anything
he's
else?
like front of house, which is like sound guy on the regular. Like
Yeah.
that's his like day job is running sound, but he like also can run lights. Most people that can do both of those things can do them both pretty well.
Is he a Birmingham guy?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I never met him before, but I mean, he
Guess
was
he's,
like
working in churches or something like that.
yeah, he was fantastic.
Hey,
John's
dude,
like a lighting
very
guy.
random in other news. Chris Hodges steps down as lead pastor
I
of
know.
Church of the
Did you guys
Highlands.
see that?
Did you see
No
that?
way.
Chris Hodges stepped down, and so him and the guy that
I didn't know
owns
that.
the guy that runs the college,
Mark Pettis.
Mark Pettis, are just switching jobs.
Oh, so he's doing the college
Chris is
now.
running the college, and Mark Pettis is head pastor now.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting.
I don't know much
This
about it
is
to be able
I
to
heard the
comment.
lore from my Highlands friends that he's like going to be a part of Trump's team in DC.
Wait,
That's why he's stepped down.
that's insane.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
That is complete lore. I have no
That's
idea.
crazy.
You're saying like you're saying this word of mouth.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait,
Wait,
that's
do you know
literally
what
just
type
it.
of role he's gonna have?
I don't know. He's on like usually whenever they do like the prayer gatherings, he's like part of the pastoral committee or something.
There was there was a
Interesting.
scandal a while back where he liked a like Turning Point post, and I mean
Yeah,
people like
I forgot
freaked.
about that.
And it's wild. That's a wild thing.
Yeah, he's like apparently he's gotten a lot more political from what my Highlands friend that I will remain unnamed
That's so
told
interesting.
me. So he's really into it. They did like the call to vote thing this past year.
Ooh.
Like whenever they did, like it was like the week of the election, like their church did on Instagram. That's what I'm talking about.
That's so interesting.
So, but also their Instagram is like, but also there's like probably freaking 200,000 people that go to church there or something.
They're the
like that,
second
'cause they
biggest
have, like,
church in the
1 million
country.
different locations, but yeah. Anyways, there's your Highlands lore for the day. I don't know why I just said that, but
That's wild. John told me that the other day.
yeah,
Oh,
crazy, bro. Church of the Highlands. Anyways, that's probably a good time. This is probably a good place to wrap up. Yeah, guys, this has been literally so much fun. Seriously,
This has been wonderful.
So interesting.
I really, I mainly just hope that y'all just feel like you had a chance to process.
I really
Thank
did.
you for
It's
giving us
crazy
this
stuff.
space.
Yeah, just trying to give you space. Just trying to
So-
save space for this.
Again, I hope
Hold
she-
space.
Hold
Holding
space.
Hold space.
Again, I hope she listens. Annie Heaton, to bring you up again. I was walking from a class to Ben Brown today, and she was walking from Ben Brown to a class. She saw me, said, "Hey, loser." I said, "Hey, loser," because we
No.
both lost this year.
Oh.
But what if I got like really offended? I should have been like, "What?"
It sounds like
Yeah.
you did get
I
a little
heard-
offended.
What?
Wait,
I
we've
just-
gone the whole podcast without gossiping. Let's really.
No.
Every
The biggest,
unfiltered
let her go.
I will
now.
say, being a director, standing in the wings and seeing reactions of who, like when people were announced for awards
I didn't
and
like
stuff,
that.
that was interesting. And I
It's so
heard a lot of
anxiety-inducing.
mimes cried.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for sure. It's so anxiety inducing. I was like gonna poop my pants.
I
I'm
think there
not
should be
saying the
more
mimes
awards.
backstage, but mimes.
You think there should be more awards?
Or that
Wait.
if you place,
Keep going.
not
Andy.
like
So I'm just,
participation,
trying to think of a mimes crying.
like
Do you
I-
think though, if you add more awards, it's like giving every
special?
single person a participant award?
no, that's what I was about to say. I don't want like participation's sake, but
Who won the like the Miss Congeniality Award, like the director award?
Oh,
Oh,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Kai Omega.
Like that means y'all all voted for Kyle?
No,
Wait, no.
I
Steps
forgot to
committee.
vote.
No,
Steps
what-
No,
committee.
Steps
No.
and Committee chose that. We didn't.
Is
vote
it there
for
one
that.
where like the directors vote for their favorite show though?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Oh,
What would you
never
guys
mind.
vote for?
Favorite show?
If it
No,
wasn't yours?
stop it. No, we're not gonna do that.
Your favorite show?
No, we're
No,
not.
I'm
we're
not
do it.
talking.
Yeah,
I had a lot of favorites.
love it.
A lot of
Let's
good
go
shows.
around and say our least.
Stop.
That was like a top three for
On
me.
three.
Wait.
What'd you think?
Fred.
Yeah.
Spooky, scary. Yeah.
No.
I genuinely, Lauren Parker's performance was the most any Steps and shows ever demanded from an individual. Besides,
Yeah.
Dudes of Plenty doing that girl. I don't remember what that girl's name was. That was in
Oh
the
yes,
That-
yes.
yeah.
Vampires.
What?
Vampires. That girl like
Yeah.
dancing
Girl.
like, and she was like incredible.
She was like
I don't know that
real.
one.
Vampires
show.
had a 20. It was the same year as Mailman.
What
They
was
had
that
like a
girl's
girl.
name. That is gonna kill me. Lydia something. Or I
Wait.
think that's her name. Ah, dang it. No
To
matter.
Lydia, or not Lydia, Lauren Parker's point, they like tried out for MCs. I'm like spreading their business. They tried out for MCs and then told them that because they got MCs, they were doing all of this. Like it wasn't like
That's insane.
they
Oh,
knew
wait, so the
Lauren
show is
Parker
based
was
on the
like
people.
confident as heck
Wow.
and like would do that.
That's actually again I kind of love that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like she owned it. So
killed
she was awesome.
Genuinely, that show is like, that show.
This
I
show
think
is this
there's
podcast is just
levels
going to be
to
called
it.
Freshman Girls.
Freshman
Step
Girls.
Sing.
I think there's
Freshman.
levels to that show. I think that it takes genuine skill to make a show that I remember that much.
That's
Yeah.
honestly
The way that you
That's so
quoted
true.
things from it, I was like, oh my gosh.
This is Freshman Girls. This
This
is
is Freshman-
Halloween.
It was so like it was a spectacle. You couldn't stop looking.
Look away.
You couldn't look
Honestly,
away.
I loved the shows that you really
On the
you could
spectrum?
not look away. That
Yeah.
it was like this
Moths.
is so
Moths.
enthralling.
Moths a couple of years ago, I was like, what
Or the
is
cookie jar.
going
Was it,
on?
what was the cookie
if
jar
anybody
one?
wants
KD?
if anybody
No.
wants a good
The spectrum.
look, in 2018, Spectrum did Magic School Bus.
Gosh.
And if y'all want, if whoever said that to Kate about the worst show ever, you need to go watch Magic School Bus
Imagine
Spectrum.
those
No.
poor directors.
You need to go.
2018.
You need to watch 2013
Oh gosh.
Fresh Mix. It's a freshman co-ed group that only happened for 1 year called Fresh Mix, and they did a James Bond show, and it's the greatest thing in the
Sick,
world.
actually.
It is so the tension.
I love watching old
I mean,
shows.
the
I will say,
tension.
as a director, I don't think I watched a single old show. I am so uneducated
Oh.
when
I
it
love
comes
bad
to
shows.
I could quote
any
so many.
old shows.
I love bad shows. It's my favorite.
That's
thing about
crazy.
Step Sing.
Yeah, I feel like all the old shows. There's like this one show. This is actually it's crazy, but there's this one show that I think it was 80 Pi that did it in the 90s, where it was like they were just the theme was just China,
Yes.
89.
and
Sam Eden's mom
low key,
In that
Was
show.
like
in it.
Oh my gosh.
genuinely such a good show.
Dude, they're incredible.
Yeah.
It's so offensive, but they're
There's also
they're so
a
tight.
show from the late 80s where Pi Kappa.
This is a crazy show.
Okay, so I'll give a little bit of backstory here. So me and my buddies in high school were like, I don't know, we were as all, I guess, I don't know, maybe this isn't, I don't know if this is a normal thing or not, but we like really liked making people feel super uncomfortable around us. That was like a bit of ours. I feel like
Still
that's
is.
That makes
a lot of
sense.
guys'
That makes
things.
What'd you say?
And
Still is.
so we would listen to really odd music, like really loud around people, and memorize the lyrics. One of which was the Soviet Union national anthem.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
No way.
classic.
And
That's so classic.
we like played it. It was July 4th. We were at the beach, and we like, yep, you know it.
how do you
And this guy
We
that's
grew up in the
across
same
street-
hometown. I mean, like,
same kind of like stupid stuff. But it was like we had this speaker, and it was like we were at the beach, and we just like played the Soviet
No
Union
way.
national anthem as loud as we could, because we were just like, this is gonna make everybody think like we're so freaking weird, like that we like are singing along with Soviet Union national anthem. Anyway, so Craig, this guy that's across the street, was a Pi Cap at Samford like forever ago. I genuinely was still in high school. Like I wasn't even a Pi Cap at. No, I was. Cause that makes more sense. So I guess I was like a freshman or sophomore year. And so he comes over fully singing it.
No.
And I was like, bro, Craig, what are you doing right now? He's like, because he's like 40 or 35 years old at this point. I was like, Craig, are you like, he was like, Pi Cap. Like, I thought that's why you were playing this. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, our step sing show. And I was like, what? And like, genuinely, this guy was in a Pi Cap show whenever their theme was like, I guess it was just like World War II themed.
it was like, yeah, it was like
And they
Soviet,
literally
Soviet Union
sang
themed.
the Soviet Union national
That's
anthem
insane.
in this
I mean,
like
step sing
word
shows
for
used to
word.
be unreal.
Yeah,
Well,
like literally,
wish
think
the
like
creativity
Kaya
has-
singing in French.
Yeah, like
Except
literally.
for it was like
The
Russian.
80 Pi China show, there was a moment where they pulled chopsticks out of their pocket and played them on the stage. And again, I mean, wildly offensive, insane moment. It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool.
I wonder
Wow.
what
The
shows could
expectations have
happen
lowered.
now if there wasn't, if people weren't easily offendable, and
They've
if
done
we
Founding
didn't,
Fathers
if there
this
were
year.
no
Yeah, for sure.
guidelines.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I honestly think in some respects, like the creativity's gone down. Like, I think there's such a
Yeah.
level of sharpness that's required of you that, like, instead of entertainment, like you go
think
watch.
that-
Also, entertainment is the biggest thing that's scored on.
Right.
Amongst alumni this year, this was the alumni
Yeah.
lore.
Alumni, please let us know.
The amount of
Alumni.
clarity it took to win was so much higher.
Can you
whenever
define
we
that
were
word,
in college.
please?
Cleverness.
Clever is like your ability to like shock someone, I guess. And or like your ability
This
to
is
like
so true.
create a joke
Yeah.
or create a laugh. Like I genuinely think the only moment this year, that's not fair. I'm not going to make this exclusive. But like genuinely when Dudes Aplenty did the slide thing.
It was so.
It was
so
like
good.
this is okay. Like, but there were shows. Whenever this makes me sound like such.
When
an
I
nerd,
was
but
in
there
college.
back when I was in school, there would be like 5 bits. Or not, maybe not 5. Like there'd be like 3 or 4 of those in shows that were like the baseball theme. Like there wasn't like a story. Well, I guess they like were down and they came back.
Yeah.
But it was mostly just like they're just doing baseball stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like people just need to go watch Mailmen from Sigma Chi and copy that show. Like, and you would just win.
Yeah, like literally.
The influence that show had, like, it is crazy that show is still. It's not even that long ago.
Mailman, Alley Cats, like Sigma or Caveman.
Caveman,
They have some
all
shows
three
that
of
are
those.
like
Every
really
girl loves
influential.
a Sigma Chi
Mailman.
mailman.
Genius.
Unclassified did that song this year, and I was like,
Every guy loves a lawn care girl.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, guys,
that was good.
I hope that y'all were just like able to. You can, yeah. But I really hope that y'all just really enjoyed this. Us getting to talk about step sing. Maybe you jumped off because you were tired talking about step sing a few years ago now, or maybe y'all really enjoyed soaking up what the opinions of us were. But either way,
That was good.
we really enjoy having y'all here on Word of Mouth. If this is your first time listening, which I imagine will probably be some of y'all's first time listening. We don't talk about step sing every single time. We talk about all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Next week we're gonna have McCall Harwell on, who's doing some really freaking cool stuff in Birmingham.
That's awesome.
Doing these like vintage pop-ups. She's like doing a bunch. She's outfitting for a bunch of celebrities right now too. Like she's like getting personal style gigs. So she's a Birmingham-based gal. So stick around next week for that. Hop back in. Also, we got this is our 46th episode. So
Wow.
we got
I feel
45 youngers behind this guy. So go give those a gander if you want. But we drop every single Friday for all you new people, and Word of Mouth exists, so we can create some spaces to hang and celebrate people, and hopefully create community through it and beat the loneliness plague. That's why we exist. So
no more reels.
anyways, there's my little
Get
spiel.
off that phone.
Yeah. Kate and AK, y'all are forever friends of the pod. You're forever invited back.
Thank
Come
you.
back through. We love whenever we have female guests.
It was an honor.
So
It really was.
yeah, it's awesome to have your perspective. So forever Zeta Golf fan here. Forever Ignite Whitewater Rafting fan here. Also, my best friend Smokey in college. Or not really best friends anymore. We were best friends in college.
Yeah.
She worked at Noah's forever, and she was the biggest Ignite girly ever.
Really?
Yes, so the Whitewater
That's
Rafting
awesome.
was super full circle.
Good.
Seriously, thank you for that. And forever, I will, because I spent thousands of dollars just to say this, I will forever be a Pi Kappa brother. So, shout out.
Brother.
Can't wait for y'all to do Jazzercise next year.
Gosh, it's gonna be so electric. And poker
Can't wait
players.
to see you guys
Can't
win.
wait to watch y'all win with our ideas.
I hope so. I
Hey,
freaking
well,
hope so.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Stepsing 2025 officially is over. See y'all. The Secret Secret podcast where we're going to talk about secret things and right now. Let's get into it. So right now, this is one of my favorite parts about having guests on. So Kate and AK, officially, it's true. Neither of them have listened to the end of one of our podcasts.
That
No
really
idea what's
for a
happening.
loop.
So, secret,
Called
it's
out.
pretty freaking obvious what we're going to talk about now.
Oh.
You had to wait till right now in order to get this tea. All right. Top 3 shows.
No way. No way.
Top 3 show, and also who was robbed the most. And you can't say your own show.
I think okay. I think Kyle was robbed the most, in my humble opinion.
Okay. And then who would be your top 3? Or do you want to do Rob, and then we'll go through top 3?
Top 3 is hard because I don't know. Actually, top 3 is not hard.
You can say your own show
Okay,
in the
top
top
3 is
3
not
if you
hard.
think.
Kyle, us.
Dap. No, I don't know.
It's interchangeable.
I don't know.
Dap, Phi Mu, Sigma Chi. Genuinely. I think.
But you would have Phi Mu in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're very creative.
I just, okay.
It's a secret segment, man.
Yeah, you were kind of crapping on Phi Mu earlier. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. I'm
All
joking.
right, come clean. I think I think Kyle was robbed. I think they should have placed. I don't know who might.
I actually would love to hear from y'all too, like what the perspective on Pi, like the completely unbiased perspective.
I'm not
I actually would
unbiased,
love to know.
but I'm not unbiased.
Just what you watched it. What do you
It
think?
was so fun. It was so good.
Okay, I feel like on Saturday night specifically, y'all's energy level looked low.
Oh.
And I think part of it was I was sitting up in the balcony and I was looking at everyone in the back. And you can sing and smile at the same time.
And
think they'd be
I'm
hyped.
just gonna take a second right now to just share with all the younger Pi Caps. You got kind of two roads right here. You hear Kate say that. You can grow bitter, you can grow better.
Yeah.
We need to hear that crack.
Also,
You
I
put
don't
the
know.
right people in the front row.
I don't know who it was. I think it was Nick, but he lost his
It was Nick.
wig in
Yeah.
the ripples potentially,
it.
and I want to say
He lost his
whoever
wig in
was
dance
beh-
break.
Well,
And
there
then-
also
no,
was
no.
someone
Okay,
else who
okay,
lost
so
their wig, and
Whit-
someone was.
Whit
Oh yeah, Whit was trying to put
slapped
up.
his wig. Like
Oh.
Whit was like doing a dance move and accidentally grabbed a guy's wig in front of him, and they like got it back on like mid. It was crazy.
Yeah, I
wild.
saw that.
Hilarious.
It was wild.
Good save, Whit. But I thought y'all's energy was low. I loved y'all's show
It
though.
was
I was
a
a
good
lover from the
show.
beginning. Once I heard that it was the Silk Sonic intro for the beginning, I was a lover of the show.
The most negative comment the most negative comments I heard, the two most were, it looks like we're backup dancers
We
for like.
actually do that as our outro. We
for-
do that song.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that song. The most negative moments I heard were, or it looked like background dancers for moments, which fair. Most of our like formations were pretty far back, and that all we had was like the disco ball moment. Like everything else was pretty.
Okay,
boring.
I've heard those things too, but
Y'all
I think
had
that
good
y'all's,
energy.
y'all's
like
music
fun
was so
songs.
I
good.
think it was fun.
Wait, but miss on the fact that y'all didn't change any lyrics. There was like
Yeah.
the creativity besides the
I
golden
thought-
hour moment.
No lyric
I
changes feel-
forgot about this until right now. Until you just said the disco ball thing. I remember like the disco ball broke, and then it was like the very next song, the disco ball
It just came back. Yeah.
and I was like, I wish they would have like.
Oh, wait,
maybe
no,
won
it broke, and we had.
Okay,
one
there was
more.
two
There
plot
was
lines.
one in between.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember afterwards being like, I wish they would have maybe want that moment more.
If
know
I
what I
can't
mean?
have you, I don't want nobody, baby. That was our like.
Mhm.
If I can't
Where's the
help you-
disco ball?
Oh.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, it was overall. It was a great show. But
What? So yeah, what is your top
Yeah,
three? Enough about us.
who do you think got robbed? Wait, no, I guess you haven't said top three yet.
I don't want to say top 3 if I'm being honest.
Okay,
Actually,
you have to say bottom
couldn't-
3 then.
I had no idea how it was going to play out because I thought there was a handful of good shows, and maybe it was like I was so all in, but I was like, Ignite could place this year. I'll be prideful for a second.
I agree.
Like
y'all's vocals
Yeah.
were insane.
Your opening number was goated.
Like
It-
legit, like Sigma Chi placed. I mean, Ignite could have played. It literally because Sigma Chi placed, anyone could have placed.
no, I mean seriously.
Well, I mean, by anyone in that like that B tier
yeah,
shows. You know
yeah.
what I mean,
There was not a standout. There was like a pool of 8 shows that I think could have.
Honestly,
Yeah.
so agreed.
And I think that's why I say more awards for like this year specifically because it was like. That's why I'm glad at least Kyo got some credit.
yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like there should be like there should. I could see like.
Also,
three-
who votes
I
on
think-
creativity?
I genuinely think maybe they don't have to like do this at the show, but I think they should. But I think they should do 3 girls, 3 guys sweepstakes. I think that would
Yeah.
be pretty cool. And then
and sweepstakes
Wait.
is one of the
becomes
guys.
less about,
One
like-
of the winners. Sweepstakes is one of the top 2.
No, sweepstakes would be its own thing.
2-2.
I think that I wish that they would bring back
Men's,
and men's
women's,
division.
Yeah.
I know that it discounted Spectrum and it would discount Urban Essence, but like
I want to direct Spectrum with Caroline Rowell next year so bad. Shout out if you're watching. I want to do that.
That
so
could be a
bad.
great show.
Dude, you should.
it would be insane.
That'd be so fun, and we
But-
could like have all our friends in the show.
You got to prune good roses to make beautiful roses grow.
Thank you, Heath Paget.
So get rid of that Caroline get rid of that Pi Cap stuff.
Get rid
So you can make Caroline Rowell Ignite Dream grow into a beautiful little rose.
Facts.
That'd be insane, actually.
That'd be so fun. I don't know what we do.
Also, this year with shows, I feel as if there was no wow moment.
No.
Like last year, I sat in the crowd and I
Disco
was like,
ball.
80 Pi. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
80
what I meant.
Pi. They
Like
finished
80
at like
Pi,
I was like,
they were
that's
so
gonna win.
that's gonna
There
win.
was
You
so-
knew,
Yeah,
you knew
I agree.
exactly. This year, it just felt like
Were
there
they
was
last
just
year?
this line.
Conductors.
Train
Train
conductors.
conductors. That's right.
I mean,
And they
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
have a
they're like
storyline.
That was
Bella,
crazy.
Bella was telling me today. She was like,
Burner.
tailored costumes win.
That's
Yes.
true.
And I was
That's
like,
every single time my mom
holy
says that.
Good word.
Yeah.
Last year their costumes were tailored and they just look so
They look
clean. And Phi Muse this year tailored
Clean.
costumes and they looked so clean. Fun
It's
fact:
true.
in tech they had on little hats.
Yes.
Yes.
And they had to take them off.
I
'cause they
heard
looked
about
like
that today.
yarmulkes.
Wait, we literally heard
We
about
literally
that today.
talked. Yeah, we
Wild.
talked to a girl.
That's
I did not think it
prop
looked like a
girl from Phi Mu.
yarmulke at all. But I mean,
I didn't
they're
know what
pretty
they looked like.
strict.
But honestly, no, 80 Pi had hats last year. It didn't hinder them. It helped them.
It hindered us.
Yeah.
Hats hindered you
Pi
guys?
Kappa Phi.
We added it
hindered
into
us.
our choreo.
Yeah, it hindered. Do you think it hindered Sigma Chi? They had big ol' hats on.
I think so.
I think that's why they won best costume. Their hats
Yeah.
were sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their costumes were cool. Someone was like, I think DAP's costumes, like their personalization. I was
Yeah.
like, how'd you
Sick.
afford
Our
that?
costumes
That's
were
insane.
slop.
Gosh.
Our costumes were slop city.
Can we
didn't
talk
even-
about the fact that y'all were aggressive to women?
No, we can't talk
What are
about
you
that.
talking about? Did
Yeah.
they show you?
No, our costumes were a bit revealing, and we had to fix it.
On like the south end?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't notice that, but
Yeah, it's because we fixed it.
wasn't really, not the type of guy to really notice that kind of stuff. But
I mean, it was crazy. The funny thing is, it's all over now. But they were
It's
like,
all
"This
over
is an
now.
issue," and then we were like, "Okay, guys, you all have to wear pants under your pants." And then they did it, and they were like, "This is still an issue," and we were like, "Okay, guys, you all have to wear pants under your pants." And then they did it again, and then they were like, "Oh, you fixed it."
love that.
That's so awesome.
Well, this is a secret segment, so that's an appropriate thing to talk about.
Thanks, Emily Paxton.
Thanks, Paxton.
We love her. Yeah.
Oh man,
I
honestly,
loved Pi Cap. I loved Dudes Aplenty. I thought they were great shows.
I love guy shows.
Guy shows, I think
Guy shows usually
blame
stand
you.
out.
they stand out. It's because it's unpredictable. It's predictable for a girl to go up and do something on stage. But if a guy goes up and they're dressed up as something and
getting
they're
all
singing
into
and
it.
dancing and getting into it, you're gonna be way more into it. It's
You're
kind of
like,
like
oh my God.
girls are
Yeah.
not funny, guys are. That's
Yes.
why everyone likes guys MC skits. Girls.
There
Yeah,
were good
and why
girls
ours
MC
was-
skits this year. There were good
I thought
ones.
they
And
were
he-
pretty
yeah.
fun.
A male.
Exactly.
Ignite was good this year. Freaking Urban Essence. Fire
Fire.
MC skit this year.
Yeah, that was good.
Kyo was so good.
Kyo
Shout
was
out
Thank you,
Meredith
Meredith
Lindsay
Lindsay
and
and
Avery.
You're. I can't see your last name.
I
If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby.
I think this is my one thing. When everyone asked everyone top 3 after the show, because that's like such a freaking alumni thing. When everybody was like top 3, who do you think's gonna win? I literally like had no idea what to say.
Exactly.
That was exactly how I felt. So I don't know what my top 3 was, but
It's
I
also
know
like-
AO Pi. I was like, maybe they might do it.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe
just so
they'll
simple.
maybe they'll just like, because the theme's just so lovable. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like laughs at those things at some point.
It's also like judges
I
are
wonder what the judges like.
that was my hottest take.
AO Pi Fire.
But I will say we left, and literally all weekend, Gracie and I were like, Phi Mu's not like, surely Phi Mu won't win. Surely Phi Mu's not gonna like win, right? Like,
This is- yeah.
I felt like in
Yeah.
in retrospect, I was like, I feel like we were trying to talk ourselves out of the fact that like Phi Mu's start. Like with the Phi Mu like
Yeah.
universal
Genius.
world.
I was gonna say
Insane.
that
That was
earlier.
insane.
Phi Mu start
And
and
then-
their ending
and it was
credits
just
of all the
like-
girls in the
Yeah.
show
Exactly.
is so freaking smart. I mean,
It
that
was
is
just
so-
like so, yeah. I mean, the bulk of it was just like movie songs, which is, I mean,
Well,
it makes sense, but it was
yeah.
just like
Kyle was sat
predictable,
beside
I
us,
guess, but-
and Katie like came and sat down by me for a sec. And what during Phi Mu's show, I was like, I mean, I just have not to be like called it, but I was like, I mean, I just have a weird feeling this is gonna hit the judges in the right way.
Also,
Yeah.
why does like when
Yes.
when Phi Mu wins, because they won 2 years
2
years
ago,
ago.
every single time it's like so and so was robbed. They put on a really good show.
this year was
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
better than Grandma's.
Grandma's,
for
yeah.
sure.
100%.
That
But
one-
also, it's the concept of like,
I'm
is it going to be
hardcore
loved
disagreeing with that take.
generational?
Grandma's
thought
was
Grandma's
one
was
that
great.
like they sounded unbelievable in.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
But wait,
Vocals
they
were-
had Cross a guy,
Yeah.
girl dressed up as a guy.
That was
And
tough. That was tough because that's like in the bylaws.
That's in the bylaws that you can't do
Against.
that.
It's tough to
That's
do.
why I would love to
I
see
don't know.
a judging sheet. I would
Yeah.
love to see a judging sheet because of the things that like,
James Briscioni.
huh?
That's the
That's
chef.
Jeff. No, but Phi Mu sounds amazing. They have 6-part harmonies. They have like they sound.
Serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
But-
heard also
They're
from the
insane.
beginning when Phi Mu was starting practicing that they like no one liked the show concept.
Really?
From the FIMUs that I knew early, they were like, "What is going on?" And then the
Yeah.
more it went, they were like, "This is fun."
I remember Evelyn Grace came up to me in the UC on
Shout out.
Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
And it was like right before the show. And I was like, Evelyn Grace, like, what's up? You're like the last human that I saw before I got the flu. It's kind of crazy. Like, you're like one of the first humans I've seen. It was like my first day back for the flu. And she was, I got the freaking flu, guys. And I was talking to Evelyn Grace, and she literally sat there and she was like, Stephen, like, I'm actually so excited. And I was like, no way. Like, what is your show? And she was like, movie connoisseurs, do you want to know the thing? Like, do you want to know about it? And I was like, sure. She literally recited the entire plot to me the day before the show. She was like, I think it's going to win. And in my head, I was like, cool. I mean, like, everybody thinks they're going to win, obviously, like, before they go. But she genuinely was like, I think we might win. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
That's nuts.
It's kind of wild.
That's actually,
It's actually
sick.
also, it's funny that everyone thinks that they're going to win. For freshman girls, my freshman year, I will never forget a girl texted in the group me, so when we win, do we take our shoes off?
For
Katie-
beats,
There's
we
no way.
grabbed our head things
Yes,
for beats.
Katie was coffee cups and was like, "I really think we have a shot." I was
That's
like,
crazy.
"You don't.
But you have to. You have to convince yourself fully.
You do."
Yeah.
Well, and when you're in it, also as a freshman, when you're in it, you're like, "I mean, this is amazing. We're incredible." Magicians, I knew. I mean, I knew we were horrible. but-
Yeah, there was like a time, I think it was like my sophomore year, whenever Crab Hunters, Lucy Martin's show, so Crab Hunters was like a meme show because obviously it's a freshman show. Like they did like Vine songs
This
and freaking Take on Me by Aha, like that kind of stuff. Like I don't
what a
know,
great
but
show.
and they did like this Miley Cyrus song called Everybody's Gotta, or basically we just gotta throw these nets. That's what they changed instead of anyways. But they did like this show and it was like it like trended because it was so bad. Like on Wednesday night, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, like I freaking like F with the show," because it was so bad. And then
I love shows
Thursday,
like that.
Thursday,
Freshman, I'm
everybody
telling you.
like specifically whenever they did the MC, they like had two girls on opposite sides and they were walking, talking each other, and they started off every single thing by saying like calling each other on the walkie-talkie, and the entire balcony did the sound.
That's awesome.
With them.
That's
like,
insane. I
it was,
love when
like,
the
so
balcony
loud.
gets into it.
I love
and
that.
then Saturday when they did basically we just got to throw these nets. It was like that song is so bad. Like it just sounds bad, like in general, like with them singing. But whenever the like the first like song, like literally everybody was like, oh, like stood up in the balcony and was just like went insane. And it was because it was a bit, you know.
yeah.
And it was so funny. Afterwards, I was walking back to my car, like my dorm, or I can't remember where I was walking to, and like genuinely, I remember seeing this girl that was like in the crab outfit. I had no idea who she was, but she was like, "This is effing rigged! Like, we got
No way.
so robbed." Like she was completely convinced that they were gonna win. So it's
It's insane. Yeah.
yeah, but like specifically the freshman show, it's like, I mean, I freaking love it. Like the people, everybody gets into it and they're like, we deserve to win. And
Yeah.
I think it's like,
You put hard work into it.
The
like,
energy in the balcony, there's nothing
Same.
like it.
it's
There's
also
no
like,
like it.
I don't know if this makes any sense, but sometimes like when I feel like the only thing that's even comparable to this is like, sometimes when you're so in like Instagram reel brain or something like that, like you don't even know what's funny anymore. Like everything's just like, you
Yes.
convince yourself of
Facts.
literally anything.
Yes.
Or like I feel like the same way, like whenever I'm making my like March Madness bracket, it's like on day 5 of trying to figure it out, like is West Brompton University gonna be the 14 seed that upsets like the Drexel 3 seed this year, whatever kind of crap it is. I just like at some point you just have to guess. I feel like that's the same kind of brain you get at the end of
March
step
Madness.
sync.
Get so
I
excited.
literally
Wherever you're
wait.
just like-
I just nodded to what you were saying as if I fully understood, and I caught
For
myself being
sure.
like, I
yes,
totally
yes.
get that personal
No,
experience.
you like watch
literally no
moments
idea what
and
you
you're
just
like, this is not fun to watch, but I mean, I'm screaming my head off.
Yeah,
No, exactly.
And then you're just like, oh, dude, like you totally we're gonna win, and you're just like, but on what grounds? You're just like, I just
got a good
No.
feeling about
it
it.
just feels like it should
just
happen.
feels
Also, you're in this. Is incubator like the right term? You're in this incubator
Greenhouse.
or echo chamber of like your own
Vacuum.
show, vacuum.
Incubator.
Yeah, yeah, and
Is that the thing for the eggs?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just like the
Incubated.
constant thing of
It's
like what is like Jonathan Haidt in his Anxious Generation, he says like our like the human problem is literally just like you're so quick to judge others people's flaws and
for
justify your
sure.
own
Amen.
like flaws.
Shortcomings,
It's
yeah.
just like literally it's your human nature. It's like honestly super
Like,
crazy
dude, yeah,
to
our
think about.
core is bad, but dude, our show's so fun.
Dude,
It's
but
just
like
good.
the disco ball.
Dude,
It's
it's
like, did you
huge.
see the disco ball?
Did you see the freaking moment? Fish has got lots of hair. So
It's like
My dad, when Fish was doing the disco ball, my dad was chanting, fish, fish, fish. And my sister Graceland was like, no, Dad, it's a disco ball. And she did not get it. She did not get
That's
it.
so funny.
My dad was like, fish, fish, fish. And Graceland
No,
was
no,
like,
Dad.
no,
That's
Dad,
a disco-
that's wrong.
Maddie looked at me during that whenever he came out there and was like, she was like, who is that? Is that a student? And I was like, Maddie, you don't know who Fish is? Like, how?
that's
Like,
so funny.
Maddie's
Maddie,
like, I don't freaking know.
Maddie
Like,
texted me, instant classic, all caps. And I was
Love
like,
it.
I love that.
come
was
on,
good.
Maddie. Oh.
Okay, this was good. AK
Yeah.
and I've
We
got
have a
an
basketball
I am
game to get to.
basketball game at 10.
Oh my gosh, get the heck out of here, guys! We're actually gonna end now, and like as
I can't believe
soon
you-
as Jacob actually plays this freaking baller song.
You faked us out like Urban.
You
Essence.
really faked us out.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Hey guys, we're just like we're so happy to have just like had the absolute joy of having this podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Is
We just talked about step sync for an hour 40.
that's crazy.
Holly.
Insane.
That's the last time I'm talking about step sync till next year
Yeah. When you do jazzercise.
when I do jazzercise poker players.
All right, guys.
Bump the jam.
Godspeed. Thanks for listening. Cheerio then. Cheers, mate.
Great job, guys.
Wow, guys.
so good. That was insane.
That was really fun.
Dude, I wish we trash talked the whole time.